Let's supposed to talk about NASCAR. I know. Well, we need to.
If you're a NASCAR fan and you don't have Sirius Radio, you just out of the loop.
Oh, some people just don't have money for Sirius Radio. You know what I mean? Know what I mean?
I mean, I love Sirius Radio. I mean, sometimes I just get in the car and drive around so I can listen to it.
Oh wow, the mute buttons don't work. Muting the microphone in the desktop does not work. Everybody can hear everything we're saying right now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, interesting, isn't it, though? I like it. It just shows that we're just normal people and we don't mess. We're just interesting fellers.
That's true. Interesting. Yeah.
Feller. MG Midget Story, huh?
Oh, I just turned on Facebook, YouTube. That's one of the stories in the feed.
Oh, okay.
Why no Lily Munster?
Well, my good friends, here we are. Trying to figure out why we've got... Well, because I have YouTube... I actually had YouTube playing there for a second while I was loading up just to see. Because of the issues I've been having of late. So... yeah, there's the camera. And look what's on the screen. First thing. Ah!
Can't. They ain't up yet.
It should be. It ain't that far behind. It ain't that far behind. It's not that far. It's not that far behind. I just saw it.
Damn.
I think you need to refresh.
I done freshed and it didn't. There it is. Ding, ding, ding.
And there you go. Look at what we put up. Yes. So I'm hoping everybody starts chiming in on what we are about to indulge in. What? Hey.
There's a glare alert. Glare alert.
Where alert?
Glare alert.
Yeah, where? Where's the glare?
Bottom left corner of my screen.
Oh, you mean I don't have a hat on? I could turn on more lights too. It'd really get bad. Yeah. All right. Here's more lights for you.
No.
It makes it even brighter here. I don't turn that one on that often. Here, we put on the pole winner's hat. There you go. The 48. Well, in case you want to say. Well, we should just, before we get to that fun-loving game. Huh?
Yeah, I noticed Tom, he didn't know about the rule change, but he comes in late and he puts Jimmy in the catbird seat there.
Yeah. Rule changes. Ooh.
Stand down, mister.
Stand down. We don't have all our effects on. There we go.
Stand down, mister.
There we go. Now I look like a god. Now I look like a guy with the lights coming out the back of my head. Yeah. Anywho, don't forget, support the Tigg in any way, shape, or fashion. We have t-shirts, we have mugs. This is Coffee with the Tigg, volume 103 for March 31st, the last day.
I think your count is off, honestly.
Huh?
You're probably about 106.
I don't think I'm off.
I think you missed it here somewhere.
Well, there's only one way to do it, and that's to go through all those stupid videos. Welcome.
The machine.
Yeah, I don't get that either. I do, but I don't.
Sue says, "Welcome, my son. Welcome to the machine."
Yeah, let's talk about painting. I mean, just, when they sit there and paint. And the original reason why we got these Sims is to race them, is to get behind the wheel and drive. No, they spend so much time painting and then you drive the machine.
You want to talk about Trans Am? Is that what I heard?
Uh-huh. Have you got that set done yet?
I spent most of the late afternoon yesterday and some of the evening trying to get a cougar to show up in the historic spot, and I found another Trans Am mod.
Did you really?
Yeah, and it's not got much content in it, but it's got a nice little set. It's got a 70 Boss Mustang, which is nice.
Really now?
I think it was made from the American Muscle thing.
Probably.
But they're good looking cars. And the Cougar was gonna fly. I thought I had it licked. It didn't show up. Didn't show up. So trying to use that Maverick.
Maverick. They raced Mavericks. They did race those ugly, nasty things, but nobody ever puts them in the game ever. If it's got 4 wheels, somebody raced it somewhere. Just get that through everyone's little heads. If it has 4 or 2 wheels on it, even 3 wheels, 1 wheel. I've seen unicycle races. I have seen them. So if it's got a wheel, if it's got feet, they've raced it.
Invented racing. That's the way it works.
What did Henry Ford say? He said when it was the first auto race, or was that Richard Petty who said that? One of the two said that. When was the first automobile race? The day they made the second automobile.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. They've been racing. Mm-hmm. I think half the roads in this country originally were made for cross-country racing. Originally, Route 66 that's how it started, was for cross-country racing. A lot of people don't know that. That's how they did it. They didn't have roads, so they kind of made them as they went. Anyway.
Link in the TeamSpeak.
Link. I heard ding dong.
User entered your channel.
Uh-oh. There's Thomas. What are we YouTubing?
You should introduce yourself.
Who are you and what do you do around here?
It's the Razorback. Razorback Beach.
I'm not really. You really shouldn't be showing. 71 commercials. Well, yeah, really. When you go on vacation, you go on vacation.
Yeah,
What's
I got a
vacation,
nice tan.
Mama?
Really, when you go on vacation.
Did you have a good time?
Not really, but
Yeah, no, that is the point. When you go on vacation, you're supposed to have fun. You do realize that's all part of the vacation thing.
cup of tea.
Damn, I need like $5,000 more so I can get my new car.
Was it windy?
Keep racing.
What do you think I'm doing?
Keep racing.
I'm just doing ladder races to get more money, which is the best way to
Hey,
do it.
Bill says, "Hey, Spawn, how's it going?" He's sitting there laughing like he does, but you know he doesn't.
Ask him if he knows what a spawn is.
He's already left. He's gone down to bug his mom. Thank God. Leave me alone.
So that link has a Frankenberry commercial.
Really? Does it have the original? Yeah, Blueberry and.
It's called Our Lives Through Commercial.
I saw that. I can't really play that because then they'll hit me with all kinds of copyright crap.
Well, if they're not hitting them, how can they hit you?
I don't know.
Oh, with the last race standings up yet.
No.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I beat your butt.
I beat your butt too. I beat both y'all butts.
I came in dead last among the living, running
Drivers. A lot of people don't like Pocono. I like Pocono, but oh God, no, that's enough. When they start out with the stupid Coca-Cola commercial, that's enough. No.
Don't like it.
What, Pocono? I don't mind Pocono.
Oh yeah, you did mind it. I remember.
How much was it?
50.
49 too many.
Yellow.
Let's talk about me.
Show host.
Your show brought out the one and only Yellow, trying to trying to hold off Jeb and catch up to Bill, I brought out the one and only caution. Cheers to me.
Solo spin.
Yep.
Solo. And Ed got off early, so he quit.
Yeah, because we weren't there wasn't a caution every.
Driving with a controller. Who knows what really went on? So anyway.
What really went on wasn't 1,001 caution, so he can stay on the lead lap. But hey, I won't say anything about that. That's my thermos. I'm already dipping into my thermos for coffee.
Nick filled in for me, huh?
Well, no, he drove his own car.
Yeah.
He disappointed us mightily.
What? He came in second. He drove from dead last to second.
That's not why he got the big bucks. He was paid to go out there and win. he gave Ziggy a run for his money. I'll say that much. Wow. Ziggy would have to buckle down and get serious because those two were battling.
Battling.
That's with Mick starting in the back of the field too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
March.
Yep, last day of March. Tomorrow's summer. Tomorrow is summer.
No, it isn't.
Well,
Summer doesn't start till July.
Did I miss anything exciting on the site?
No.
I banned 16 people from the shout box and 68 people from the site.
Mhm.
Not really.
Tom, you're so gullible.
Darn it, I didn't ban anybody.
Nope. Tonight was nice. See, everybody's nice and mellow when you're not around. When you're around, they start acting like idiots.
One caution, Tom, that's pointing the finger at you. Actually, we didn't have a lot of people there. Travis wasn't there. Jonathan wasn't there.
Where'd they run it, on the Delta server?
Yeah,
they ran. It was on the Delta server.
Delta Dawn.
Link alert.
What are you putting up now? Are we?
Oh, it's good stuff.
Are we going to talk about something important, or are we just going to jibber jabber? Now let's just jibber jabber.
Jibber jabber day.
Clutch went ahead and changed the daggone rules, and I didn't have no cell phone connection, so.
Yeah.
How can you not have cell phone connection in freaking North Carolina? That's what I don't get.
This explained to me how come you pulled Jimmy Johnson out of nowhere.
I didn't.
Yes, you did. You got him for stage 1.
Yeah, I did.
Why?
Why?
Because he's got the pull.
I like you. Another YouTube. Texas. Yeah, the only thing that comes from Texas is Steers and Jimmy Johnson.
Jerry says no.
Yeah, I saw that listed.
Man.
Well, I don't know if he's going to do that or not. I don't know if he's going to do that, especially since it's you. I should change mine to Jimmy Johnson right now.
So they don't have any cell towers at the beach.
Really? I thought they had cell towers out in the ocean.
Yeah. Mills out in the water out there.
Huh?
They have those big windmills out there in the water.
No.
No, it's North Carolina. They ain't got jack shit. Hey. They just got most of the racetracks, or they used to.
Yeah, I get pretty good seafood, I'm told, and barbecue is good.
Oh, was the barbecue good?
Yes.
What, you don't eat seafood?
No, I don't.
What the hell's wrong with you?
Eat it, buddy.
So did I, and I still ate it.
It's like,
I eat seafood. I'm on a seafood diet. I eat the shit.
well, there you go. Okay, so up on the screen he's got the schedule changes, which he's just dying to talk about.
Yeah, well, everybody else is talking about it. Why can't we? Why can't we just be one of the another? Yeah, we're live. We're on Showtime.
Where's this link at? I didn't see it yet.
It's in the chat.
Boy, you have been gone.
Yeah, you're completely gone. We got to re-educate you again.
Education camp. Someone broke our Tom.
Yeah, no kidding.
Somebody broke our Tom.
Oh, there's another link. Uh-oh. I heard a ding. Bill sharing links up to Yin Yang. Which one's this? Copy. Oh, it's the link to this. Oh, my Lord in heaven. It's us.
A rain dance for Dave to come in.
Dave. You ready for like the here goes the oh, this is gonna be wild here. We're gonna see. Okay.
Link all about cartoons.
But then what killed Hanna-Barbera?
What killed Hanna-Barbera?
Yeah, Hanna-Barbera was the cartoon king when we were kids. Did you not have a normal childhood and actually watch cartoons?
No, I didn't watch cartoons.
No, because they didn't have cartoons when he was a kid. They had fire. They had fire. That's all they had.
Yeah, they went and stone and cave wall paintings and crap like that when he was a kid. I'm telling you, cave wall paintings and cartoon and funnies in the newspaper. You got Beetle Bailey and
All right.
Star Trek.
Schedule change. Tom, are you aware that NASCAR dropped its big 2020 schedule change?
Yeah, I saw that.
You see that? You see the holy humanity?
I don't actually.
Yeah, what is that all about? What is my first question is why did they choose? I know that they had two Poconos that were really close, and so instead of running them a few weeks apart, let's just drop them on the same weekend.
That was well, travel cost.
You know what I feel like? The more I think about that, I think that was a bluff, and Pocono took it.
Yeah.
It was like you're gonna lose a date, or you're gonna do them back to back.
So what are they gonna do? Take 4 cars?
Who knows? There's not been much said about it. I've been listening to Sirius Radio NASCAR all week, and I ain't heard a thing about. Everybody keeps saying we don't know yet. So we don't know yet. All right, roll that back up to the picture of the changes.
Are you watching on YouTube, are you?
I'm watching on YouTube.
I'm gonna have to sign on.
Sign on.
Sign on, Harvestman. Up in the sky.
Yeah, I signed on before I got there on my phone.
Oh, you got 2 of them now. Ooh, it's just getting crazy.
And I couldn't find where I could sign out, so I was in for a while until Adam got back to me.
Oh.
Since I'd never done it before, I couldn't find the damn thing to sign out.
Wow. That's funny. Okay, so the next big change that I think is substantial. It's probably not the next one, but moving the Pepsi or Coke 400 off of July 4th weekend or whenever.
The Firecracker 400. No, Daytona. Yeah.
They
Well,
moved it.
I heard someone say something had something to do with the Olympics.
Here we are talking about NASCAR, and where's the professor?
Nowhere to be found. He's sleeping. Yeah, he's sleeping. Yeah, he's just sleeping. He's just sleeping.
The final race going to be at Phoenix now.
Yep.
Yeah. This year.
Of all places.
They're going to rotate it. They need to move that to a middle of the country track. I say send it to Kansas or
Chicago.
someplace in the middle.
Oh, they're never going to run. Iowa couldn't handle a regular season race, let alone final race. Track's just not big. Grandstands aren't enough because that's one of the tracks that actually, races they do actually sell out. What I don't like is I understand move it. Okay, they took away Miami as the final date, but why move it to the middle of no man's land? March 26th.
Frankly, I mean, moving it from Miami, which is the bottom right corner of the country, to the bottom left.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't. But they moved They moved Miami's date. Yeah, but they moved Miami's date to March 22nd. Basically, it's a throwaway date. It's meaningless.
massive, massive track. Big
You mean-
super speedway somewhere in Kansas. Foot the bill.
They were talking about doing one in the Illinois at one time, and it just never came about because the weather's too harsh on it.
Race.
2. August 29th is the second one. The regular season finale.
Oh, I see it. I see it.
Yeah, basically that's as if that's to see if the guys on the edge of not making it will do something stupid and cause a huge wreck. That's the way I'm looking at it. But you notice that they did not move a road course unless Charlotte's going to be use the Roval again. There's still no road course in the playoffs, which is kind of shitty, if you ask me. But nobody's asking me and nobody's saying a word. and then there was dead air. Dead air. I'm looking forward to the Martinsville night race. That's a race that should have been going on for the last 50 years. A night race. A half-mile track cries out for a night race. Cries for one. That's Saturday, you know. To me, that's the way it should be. I think we lost Bill.
No, we didn't.
He's not saying anything.
What'd you miss?
See? See? You is.
Dave needs to come around. Is Dave here? What? I was having a hankering for a Fig Newton.
Don't you keep those on your desk?
Oh, that would be piggish.
I keep all my snacks on my desk, and usually they last at least a day or two.
But they disappear.
Yeah, no shit. Nah, that's the way it is around here too. I'm all out of my snackies. It's about time for more snack. It's about time for a snack run. Back to the schedule. No road course. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. That's the one race I am actually looking forward to. But Martinsville, Virginia on November 1st.
This is nice race.
Oh yeah, see a mile and a half track. Night racing is just not a thrill. But a half-mile track, yeah. Even Dover could do a night race. You know, a mile-long track could do a night race. But anything bigger than a mile, it just I don't know. It just loses its ambiance. Ambiance. There, the Tigg used a big word today. Ambiance. Oh, I don't even have cameras on it. I'm looking at the camera.
Spell it.
Let me break out Google. This is how I spell shit. So I can't figure out how to spell it. I pull this up. I do this. Ambiance. And that's how I spell words.
What did you do?
There. We're back.
Okay, I'm not going to talk about the schedule anymore since you're going to just keep going off the subject. I made you a week.
Yeah, like 4 days.
And now that we're trying to talk about it, you're goofing around, so I'm not going to talk about it.
Yeah, we're talking about. Let's talk about. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. We'll drag you back in. We'll drag you back in. How about the 4th of July being at Indianapolis? What do you think about that?
It's going to be 4th of July, is it, this year?
Yeah, the 5th of July, but that's basically the 4th of July race, which used to be the Firecracker 400.
Race for years.
Oh no, there's been one.
It used to be they held the race on the 4th of July, regardless of what day of the week it was.
Yeah, regardless, but that. Well, yeah, they change everything.
Was that a Brian France change?
No, that was long before Brian France. That was Daddy Jr.
You seen Wreck-It Ralph? Well, it's Wreck-It Ryan.
Yeah, Wreck-It. Well,
In NASCAR. One thing they did that was really good about the schedule is that all the cutoff races in the rounds are shake-up races. Bristol. That's not true. You got Darlington as the first. You got Daytona going into the round of 16. So, you know, anybody could win, and that's why they did that. So anybody could jump in and be a spoiler.
Mm-hmm.
Landon Castle.
Yeah, I would love to see that. You know I would. Ain't gonna happen, but you know I'd love to see it.
Or somebody. Chastain could win it. Bubba could win it.
Yeah, Bubba's got a better chance of winning than Chastain or Castle does, though. Just saying.
Watching Bubba today, he's starting from the 10th position.
Oh yeah?
Mm-hmm.
You think he'll finish in the top 10 or 2 laps down? They actually qualified this week?
Oh my God! It was another fiasco.
Well, what do you call it? Clint Boyer said something about it and pissed off the Oval Office.
Well, Ryan Newman got out there and quasi-blocked the free lane that's supposed to be not a Cumbu. So they all played with. But here's the thing: those guys are all seem to be more concerned about making sure that other people can't get a run than running a run themselves. That's what the problem is. That they're all acting as spoilers. All they're concerned with is maybe if I go out a little bit late, I can hold them up. Ryan Blaney, he pulls off the lane, but he's just crawling. So he said in the interview, he said, yeah, I was hoping that maybe some of those guys wouldn't get their laps in because of it, or they'd only get one lap.
And they need to go back to single run qualifying.
Ain't nothing wrong with single run qualifying.
Ain't nothing wrong.
Sorry.
That's what's it. Yeah.
50 years it worked.
50 plus years, 60 years. Yeah, well, it got to be more and more like European racing, and road course racing.
Well, this schedule is a mix-up year. They're just and because they got to give them, how long do they got to give them to make a change to the schedule? And everybody has to agree, every track. Well,
because
really, there's what, 4 tracks? Is that all there is? Tracks, Burton Smith's tracks.
Who basically will. Burton Smith will just do whatever NASCAR tells him to do. So it's a Pocono, basically.
If he took his crayons and said, "Hey, let's just start another series."
I don't think that'll happen. He's getting too old. If he was going to do that, he would have done that 30 years ago when he was still a young man. Now he's like 1,000 years old.
None of them are going to piss in that pot. That's the thing. So, anyway, okay, that's enough about the schedule. Let's move on.
Okay. Who was it what?
Trans Am this morning.
Trans Am. Well, they're running at Road Atlanta, the track you hate, so. Yeah. Oh, you're talking about your trans.
I don't hate it.
You don't hate it?
Not a comfortable track for me. It kind of gives me fits and willies.
Oh.
It gives me fits and willies. Trans Am racing today.
Yeah, I can't watch any racing other than NASCAR, so that puts me in a sour mood.
Okay, so, on Facebook, you remembered your 3 years ago thing of the beach Daytona course.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see how narrow that is?
Yeah.
I mean, how come they didn't make the track like that when they made it for NR 2003? Why?
Where's?
Why?
There's my memory. I think yeah. Look at that. And 222. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh.
What are you looking at? Everything. I'm taking it all in this morning. No. Tom Howell. President Trump said he will close the border as early as next week to stop illegal immigration. As an American, I support this decision 100%. Yep. Me too.
Oh, there goes another car off the track. Hey, that was Ian in the 94.
What are you watching?
This is an old... Oh, there's some more cars. There's Tom. This is a video that somebody shared 3 years ago on Facebook, and it came up in my memories. It's when we used to have a racing channel called Speed Vision. Back in the day, they would show anything and anything that had to do with racing, and they actually found old footage of old NASCAR races at the beach, so they showed them, and somebody videotaped it, and then of course converted that. Look at that, they're using belts to tie down the hood. That's incredible. Oh, look at that, slideways into the corner. That looks like us. Look how narrow that corner is. Oh, there's still cars off the track. Look at the pits. They're just, you know, hey, I'll think of...
The TA race is already over.
Is it really?
Yeah, I'm trying to see what the...
Oh, it was they were yesterday. That's because they were yesterday.
Tommy Dreesy had a podium. Because on his feed, he got a podium. Looks like they had 2 guys up there.
Look at that, they're using an axe to knock off a guy's fender. Oh, there's a guy who can't even see his hood's up in his face. Oh my Lord in heaven. Oh my. He's still driving though, he's not missed a turn. In that corner...
The 8-hour endurance Laguna Seca today. No, that's what I should have done.
Yeah.
That's what I should have done.
Here they come with that hammer back again.
Logitech.
Laguna Seca. It's not Mazda. It's not WeatherTech. It's Laguna Seca. That's awesome. I haven't watched this in probably 3 years. That's oh, it's over. They didn't show the winner.
Beto O'Rourke suggests America should ditch the Constitution.
Who did?
Yeah.
Who does?
Ditch Beto O'Rourke.
Whoever that is. Whoever that is. I don't pay attention to morons.
It's Richard O'Rourke or whatever his name is. The Irish guy that thinks he can pull off being a Mexican.
Oh. Being Irish isn't repressed enough in this country. He wants to be a Mexican Irish, huh? Don't forget to support the Tigg. T-shirts available down below.
Yeah.
Hey, Bill, I need a picture of you holding your Tigg mug. Yeah, I do. I need a picture of that.
I'll get that worked out. I'll see if I can arrange that if it fits in my schedule.
I think you can fit it into your schedule because it's. I have missed old gas bag. I've been the same. Tums. They were off for a week and now they're back. Tum da tum tum. Tum da tum tum tums. So that one thread over Stunod, we're actually talking about NASCAR style racing or stock car oval racing and other sims. There are people actually doing rFactor 2 oval style racing, stock car racing, and it's like, I went through that thread.
Pandemonium's gonna break out.
I know, because like I know this is primarily an R2K site. No, it's not. It's primarily a sim racing site. Somebody just made it in an R2K. Most of those guys are over the age of 40. Most of those guys are over the age of 40 also. Seems like the older we get, the more open-minded we get towards other things.
No, the older we get, the more money we have to be open-minded. That's what.
I don't have any money, and I'm open-minded as shit.
These kids are open-minded. all they can understand is it free?
Is it free? Is it free? Can I get it for free? Can I get a Ferrari for free?
Free.
Free. Bedtime Story started all that out for free. Anyway. So yeah, it was an interesting conversation going on over there. It just started. I'm sitting here with bated breath to see how far that goes before somebody chimes in.
Where is it?
It's you replied to it. It's over at Stunod.
Oh, it's Stunod. Oh.
Yeah, it's Stunod. Yeah, we never go there. We don't run the show over there or nothing. If it wasn't for the three of us, that place would frickin' die.
Stunod, what are you talking about?
Like I said, if the three of us just packed up our toys and left, that place would frickin' die.
Conversation.
Yeah.
I noticed old Thunder 98 kind of was pouring water on it.
Oh, he's just trying to say it's easier. It's easier. No, it's not. It's actually yeah. Different is good. Like I said, once you and I have said, once you learn how to drive and do a setup, it's actually 100% better. You have to learn how to drive and make a setup. It's just the in and out of it. Simplest thing in the world. And they don't want to spend the time. They don't even. Well, let's put it to you this way: most of them don't even drive. They just watch the AI in their little mock seasons.
I love the way younger people use the word legitimate all the time, and literally and legitimate.
Yeah, like they legitimately don't know shit. They don't. They don't know jack shit. Jack shit.
So what are we voting on for the next 10 races?
I voted for Aero 88.
I'm not going to explain my strategy on the air. So.
No, you don't want. Yeah, because somebody may actually watch this program other than us.
Was it going 69? What was it going? It was going 69, I think.
Well, looks like 55's in the lead.
Yeah, is it now?
I can't drive 55. I'm sticking with Aero 88.
Where is it? Where is that? I can never find anything over there. It drives me nuts.
That way we don't have to paint another freaking car.
Concept, sim racing. We don't have to drive another car.
We don't have to paint another car. Hi, honey pie.
Hi.
Hi, Tammy Pie.
When I buy my camouflage pants, they're going to be $50-some.
I'm on TV, so...
I'm just telling
You
you.
couldn't find your camouflage because I guess they worked.
What? What are you laughing about?
Bill says you couldn't find camouflage pants. I guess they worked.
Huh? Stop laughing so I can understand you.
Bill says if you couldn't find your camouflage pants, he guesses they worked.
Oh. Okay.
Only on my program. Only on the Tigg. You see, we're not like everybody else. We have commentary coming from the left, the right, the back, the front, everywhere. So, yeah.
So it sounds like Joey's had a problem. I had to reformat the racing rig and probably lost most of my setups.
Yeah, I heard. I read that.
Joey.
Oh, he says he had him backed up on a flash drive. He said he had him back.
Jump drive, anything looks good now, and I've reinstalled everything, but may have to start from scratch on most tracks.
I'd choose the fast setup.
It's not like I had a great bunch of setups anyway. Mine's my old Packard Dell days. Where are you at, Cuda man? Where are you at?
Who's?
Yeah. You have a thing that you try to be all
luggy outy and stuff. trying to be loggy outy and stuff.
If you're online, they got you, so don't worry about it. Listen, I'm going to try and make it possible. This is Cuda Man talking about getting in. Where has he been?
What?
Cuda Man was going to try to race. See, I had some commitments on Wednesdays that had taken me away from racing, but I'm hoping to balance things out to make room for racing. Yeah, we were half the field.
Mm-hmm.
Stunod was half the field at poker.
Mm-hmm.
But it said no.
What are you doing?
Definitely a different race without it. Definitely. I had a weak performance at poker. I just didn't. I don't know what it was. I was kind of out of it or something. I just didn't.
Your heart wasn't in it.
I miss Tom. It's like without Tom's rear end to chase, I couldn't do that.
Mm-hmm. Well, you had plenty of rear ends to chase, including mine. I just stayed behind you because I wanted you to get more points than Ed, but then you did that faux pas in the last couple of laps, so I just went around you.
You need that wall smack?
Yeah, that last faux pas.
Yeah, my right front tire just went away. Just boom.
You didn't get a match set of tires, did you?
No, I didn't get that special match set of tires.
Well, I'm sorry I missed it, fellows.
Well, it was short and uneventful, really.
It was boring. It was a typical NASCAR race. It was boring.
There you go. Here comes it again. Here comes it again.
No, it wasn't that bad. We only got lapped twice. There.
Mick gambled late on his last pit stop, and with the bonsai setup, taped it. It blew up as soon as he crossed the line on after the checkers.
Right there.
Yeah, I was pretty sure he was doing that when he said he blew up. Like, oh yeah.
He upped the tape.
Upped his tape and hoping he could get a little bit more. But those guys were running fast, Tom. Were they running 55s?
So they were like running like 49s the way they were catching us. No, but they were
56s all late.
Yeah, we were running like what 57, 58s.
All in the mail. The mail was hauled. I can't find the vote on that. Where is that at? They're lucky they don't put me in charge of that. I would have to read.
That website would never be the same. It actually makes sense.
All right.
Sorry, guys, your site doesn't make sense.
It's tied Aero 88 and GM 55. You voted Aero 88, didn't you, Tom?
I ain't saying.
You did.
I ain't saying. Well, it's only going to be 10 of us who vote, so.
It's not showing that other that I put in there.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
It doesn't show other right now.
Oh, that's bogus.
Just as long as you don't. Just as long as your other isn't.
Suggest, Tom.
What?
What other would you suggest?
I put in the wee mod.
The wee mod.
Wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be funny?
You know how hard that would be to get that actually to work on a server?
That would be so funny. I would originally had put Aero 88, and then I moved it to. No, I had originally put GN 69, and then I moved and it was 2-2. No, it was 2-1 with GN 55, and you know that's Jeff.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I moved my vote from 69 to 55 just to give Jeb a little backup, and not that I want to drive those hairy things because that was no fun.
They're all the same.
I'm changing my vote again.
It's all the same.
You just hit revote and then you change your mark.
I done did lost where it was at. What's it called again?
That's called which mod for the spring? You want me to link you?
No, I'll find it again.
Yeah, one day. Copy. Here it comes.
I
Where's
found.
Dave? Tell me Dave's not coming in today. What is the world's...
The world is coming to an.
So the site is the server's kind of messed up right now. I can start what we have, but I can't add any files because there's a file I started to add. What was it? A track? I was adding the. What was I adding? I was adding a Riverside to rFactor 2, and I decided not to do it that way because I was trying to circumvent the packages program and go right to the locations and dump it. So I canceled it, and now for like 4 or 5 days now it's been looping, and it won't finish that. And so I can't do anything to the files until that gets fixed. I've tried to notify Dave 2 or 3 times, can't get a hold of him. So we're stuck. Talked to my friend Gary, had him convert the Race 07 button wheel over to rFactor so we can use it for our Formula Ford series because it's a perfect fit.
Yeah, it is.
It's also a little Cali track, so
We love California.
but I can't change it. I can't add it as of it.
Nope. You done did muff that up. Yeah, done did muffed it up. You did muff. You muffed it up good.
I didn't muff it up.
Hey, somebody tried to add a track to rFactor 2 without following the rules.
Well, I know. So what? I mean, all I did was it shouldn't have made a difference. It may not have worked, but it shouldn't have just locked. It's stuck in this stupid 45% left. 45% left. It's like, what? Finish it.
Finish your drinks.
Finish him now. So that's what's been going on.
Yeah. Oh.
I got the Nippon added to the server. I don't know if that was left or not. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we ran those last Tuesday, so a little bit. The Nippions. We ran that at Elkhart Lake, Road America. America. Where you can watch programs like the Tigg on YouTube.
Where are the dogs at?
Izzy was just up here. Izzy's down here. They're both down here on the floor. That's the little blue and yellow you see right there. That's Jar Jar. Izzy's right here.
Oh, I can't see him.
Oh, well, let me. Oh, God, you get to see my hand. Here. Yeah, I know. I don't know because I chased them off it to make it, and they've not been back on it.
You ran off a hamburger. You ran out of hamburger, so you got dogs.
No, there's Jar Jar.
We cook a dogs. We cook a dogs for you.
You get to see the best on my floor, but there they are.
So what did you do, Tom? What did you do for a week in on the coast in NorCal?
Just
watch it. He watched the girls in bikinis. Don't let him lie to you.
there were no girls in bikinis on the cold ass beach, Dave.
Well, what the hell were you doing on the beach when it was cold? Your wife wanted to go.
It's cheaper that season.
That's because there's no girls in bikinis.
So when's your first game, Tom? So when are we losing you to the baseball?
Sometime in the middle of April.
April.
Yeah, but
when are your,
I don't know.
what days? You don't know.
aren't you the head umpire? Don't you make the schedule?
No.
Oh, that would be.
You're the oldest man there. You should be the king of it all.
Delta.
You've been booted.
Why?
1
week away, you're done. You're gone.
Yeah. They didn't like you anymore. They didn't like you because you didn't show up for Wednesday nights.
I hate that stuff.
I know, so do I.
They changed it to this years ago. It's been crap since then.
Just sign out from Tapatop.
Same
But I
out.
can't.
Well, if you got to sign out, you already signed in.
I signed out when I voted, but I guess it ain't letting me out.
So, what's the problem?
What's the
I
proof?
can't get in.
You can't get in because you're not. That makes no sense to me.
I'm lost and confused.
Now you're not making any sense.
Not in
I
them.
should see if there's any new cars coming. I should paint a new car.
Well, why?
No sense doing it now. Finish
When we only run 10 races, one car's enough. Now, if we ran a 36-week schedule, and you know you want to change up every once in a while, yeah, I could see having more than one. But
well, you just definitely are not a painter.
not anymore. No.
You don't even understand it anymore.
I don't. Oh yeah, I have. I used to paint 10, 15 cars a week. You're lucky if I can paint one a month. Hell, one a year at this point. I went and looked at the templates for American Truck Simulator. Like, on that, I ain't painting no truck.
I'm gonna rent a rider. Rent a rider.
Kind of what I wanted to do is make it look like a rental truck, but nope, I ain't dealing with it. It was just not made the way I wanted to use it, and on that.
How is it that Dave hasn't come in?
I don't know. I know. On every Sunday he comes in. Ian, no. Dave, no. Adam. We haven't heard from Adam in a while. A lot of guys haven't shown up of late.
Who's Adam?
Who's Adam? The guy who actually pays the bills over at Stunod. Not the guy who supports him, but the guy who actually has, pays the bills.
Tom pays the bills over there. What are you talking about?
No, he gives Adam the money. Adam actually pays it. Isn't that the way it works? Or do you actually have access? Yeah, see? That's what I have, Yeah.
To the Stunod bank account.
I don't want to have access.
Yeah, if you had access to it, you'd be spending money on a steering wheel. Hey, we have come to the conclusion that you can do RaceRoom. I know. But I got to get my steering wheel dig in. I got to get it in. We figured out you probably can do RaceRoom, and you can do rFactor too with your joystick. Yeah, and probably P-Cars too. There's a demo of all those to try, by the way. They're all free to see if it actually does work that you can download.
Yeah, but I don't know if you have full control functionality to do that.
RaceRoom you do, because it's the whole game. You download the whole game. You just buy stuff to unlock it.
Well, RaceRoom ain't no good if you can't play it, so there's no point going there, is there?
Well, we could. Oh yeah, that's right. Because you said it was 500 ping. Well, you can't. Yeah, 500 ping, and I'm like it's 700 most of the time. Yeah. Well, P-Cars too. P-Cars too. P-Cars too. Just as good, if not better.
I don't remember how.
It wasn't that hard. We both had.
I don't think it's joystick friendly, is it?
I think it is. Or you go out to Walmart, you buy a $20 controller. Same difference.
Oh no, hell no. No. A controller and a joystick are two different worlds. No.
Yeah, you got more.
Obviously, it's fine. It's a what?
Well, just imagine if you had all these buttons. Look at all those buttons.
Buttons, you know what? I have all those buttons, and I haven't programmed any of them except the look right and look left ones that I had on my G25. So.
Yeah, I'm not talking. Yeah.
Benefits.
Oh no, that computer just turned on. Oh no. I was in sleep mode. My other computer. Do I ever make any sense?
Making any sense, mate.
My other computer turned on, and I don't have a monitor on it.
So you get all the or freaking out about your lack of rendering.
What was they freaking out about?
Oh my God, they were freaking out all the time.
Where's Tom?
Did y'all delete
I have some renders that need to be done.
They were PMing everybody and everything.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Somebody PM'd me.
Yeah, well, it's because they're stupid. Shit. They don't do the obvious thing. That would be too easy. Oh, Dale Tone is up.
Is he now?
I'm going to tell him right now, get on here so we can have a prolonged and in detailed discussion of the schedule. Careful what you wish for.
I didn't wish for it. You are.
No, you said.
I know what I said.
Give me your big discussion so we never have to have it again.
I know. Why is that all coming over the microphone?
Okay, here it comes. Dropping the bomb, dropping the dime. Here it comes. Where is he? Where is he?
Okay, so
Just can't believe it. I just can't. How come I got be back in a moment with Tigg?
huh? Oh, I was fixing something. That's not be back in a moment. That's just I was fixing something. I figured something out just now. See that? While I'm thinking,
Which is Tigg while I break it. And he
uh-huh.
forgets to put it back up.
No.
The eternity of man.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, double Tiggs. That's way too many Tiggs. That's way over the limit.
Way over our limited Tiggs.
All right. So, you know, I have to admit, sometimes I really miss some of the features of Discord.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too.
Like you can throw pictures up and stuff.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's fancy.
What's fancy?
You're queuing. Oh, I haven't even been on this track yet. I haven't even.
I'm queuing up. Actually, it's the wrong version of the track. We are doing.
That looked like number 1 to me in the picture. Number 1 has the bumps. Number 16 doesn't have the bumps down the back straight.
Well, that's number 16.
Oh, that is number 16. You need number 1.
There we go. There's number 1. We're number 1. We're number 1.
I don't know why. Yeah, see, it's got the bumps.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the bumps would fit these cars better.
Actually, I took it out without the bumps, and it doesn't even tack out at the full throttle down that long ass back straight now.
Well, I still think this is better.
Yeah,
layout.
more suited towards yeah.
Better racing. Better
Well,
racing.
better racing.
Put 'em up. Let's see it.
Oh, it's
Oh,
loading.
come
It's loading.
Where's the turbo?
It's loading as fast as it loads.
It's turbo time.
It's.
Come on.
Hey, look, you're on here. Tom's on here. I'm on here. But no Mick.
Tom's gonna be faster. Tom's just gonna beat us again. No mix on there.
No Mick. Oh no, there's Mick. There's Mick. He's in number 7.
He's number 7.
Yeah, he's number 7.
Yeah, I thought we were Mickless for a minute there.
Mickless. Oh, Mickey, you're so fine.
Where is Mickless this morning?
I don't know. Probably. It's probably a beautiful day down in
User entered
Florida.
your channel.
Hey, there's a loser who entered our channel.
You missed it. You missed it. You missed it.
See that? I had a feeling.
Trying to have a discussion about the new schedule. Ian, what's your theory on the double Pocono thing? Is it motivated by them not wanting to take a date away from them, but they really are taking a date away from them?
Well, a lot of people did complain about the 2 races being so close anyways.
But they're so close now that they're on the same weekend.
Well, but at least that sort of makes sense. You know, if they're going to be that close with Melissa, might as well put on the same week and give fans. And with an ARCA and Xfinity and truck race on the same weekend, you know, give them a lot of bang for the buck.
That's a lot of bang.
That's a lot of bang. They don't have lights. They can't run it at night. How are they going to run all those races?
How far is Pocono from Charlotte, Tom?
Oh, probably 5 hours, 6 hours.
And a truck then, so it's even longer to haul cars.
Oh,
Have to take the same track.
Yeah, it's a ways.
And then where's the next race after that?
Texas.
And then they gotta get them trucks back to the house and So what do you think of the new schedule?
Oh, I just knocked off my nose cone on the Jägermeister car.
Oh, gee.
I
Losing your
personally
nose all the
like
time.
I know. I lose my nose to spite my face.
What'd you say, Ian?
I personally like it, you know. Phoenix as the finale, well, I heard they're going to be rotating it, which
I think that's
that's
the
a
plan.
pretty good idea. I think
that's the
I
plan.
remember watching the official announcement. Like said that it was time to start rotating the finale. So
Yeah, I agree. I've always
I
thought
find
that.
that's a pretty cool idea.
I think so too.
The Daytona race, it makes sense considering that they're trying to the direction they're going. Put the one of the craziest races of the year, last race before the chase, a chance for an underdog to get to race their way into the chase.
I like that. I like that.
Didn't we just
Yeah.
get done saying that like 2 hours ago?
Hey, what is your big discussion?
Well, Fido, I'm over it. You said you're over it. I'm over it. We're all over it, Fido.
So what do you think the biggest change is, Ian? What do you think the
Probably
biggest?
the Daytona Indy swap.
Yeah.
Though Martinsville night race is pretty cool too.
So my opinion of the Daytona Indy swap is that they just want the Daytona to be more relevant.
Yeah.
They want it to have more effect on that. I mean, you know, the attitude is that we have the Clash and the duels and then the Daytona 500, but then the season starts. That's the way they talk. And now, with putting Daytona right before the playoff starts, it makes it more relevant. And it also gives us that, you know,
Wild card.
anybody can get in. Yeah, the wild card race. That's what they ought to call it, the wild card race, because it really is.
Man,
What?
I can't get out.
Sounds like a personal issue to me.
That's bizarre.
How bizarre. How bizarre. How bizarre. How about pulling that one out of my ass?
I signed in with Tap Talk and I signed out. Now I can't do anything.
Can't do anything with Tapatalk, or you can't do anything with
Delta. I signed out.
Dun, dun, dun.
Let's talk about the roadie positions. What about the roadies? You think there are going to be more roadies in 2021?
Nope. Yeah, Charlotte.
I feel like there should be no more than 4, but you know, 4 in like each quarter of the season.
No, we
Give
got 3
each
now.
quarter their own road course.
We got the Roval. We got the Roval in the
Road
playoffs.
course, a stopgap. They have to get more road courses in somehow, but they're under contract. But they were under contract until 2020 with the existing tracks. So all they could do is run the road course configuration of one of the existing tracks without pissing all the shareholders off, shareholders and tracks off.
To me, it's a matter of which
Whoa. Not too fast in that corner.
which regular roadie has the best crowd ability to put a crowd out.
Watkins Glen.
Yeah, the Glen.
Well, they've already got Glenn. They've already got the Glen.
Well, they just need to move the date to the Chase. They can move around every other date. Why couldn't they move to Watkins Glen?
They got the Roval in the Chase.
That's not a road course. It's not a road course. It's an infield road course.
It's not a road course at all.
It's not a real road course.
You just woke up, didn't you, Ian?
Yeah.
I can tell.
It must be nice.
Yesterday I pulled an all-nighter.
What'd you do? What were you doing?
I think I just couldn't sleep.
Oh, see. You were playing video games all night long. You're playing Wolfenstein all night long. Admit it.
I don't like such kinds of games.
You were.
I noticed first out of EA and put them into rFactor.
Yep.
So you have these secret talents you're not telling us about.
Reasonable converted a few guides, considering that they run on the same engines, just renaming a few things, reorganizing the file structure, and boom.
Boom, and then boom. Yeah, see, for our old brains, Ian, it's impossible. He just describes them. That's impossible. So do you think speed weeks are going to turn into a speed week? You think they're going to shorten that up?
Probably. Cool speed weeks is there really ain't much flair to it. You know, the duels are sort of redundant because they barely have enough cars to race their way in.
That's the truth. Did they go from Daytona to Las Vegas this year?
228.76.
Yeah, okay. They used, yeah. So Atlanta's been shoved around more than any track for the last few years.
Yeah, they put at the end of the West Coast swing, hoping to give it a warmer date.
Well, they swapped the Cali and the Atlanta dates a few years back. Cali is going to be on March 1st next year. Jeez.
You going?
Nope, I'm done with it. I'm done with Auto Club for. Nope. I don't enjoy the NASCAR. I don't enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't enjoy it. Nope. It was a whole lot different thing in Ontario. It was a different. I don't know. It was just different. The Auto Club just feels like a maximum security prison. 7 layers of fencing between you and the cars. I don't like that.
Well, it's a lot better than dying. That's for certain.
Well, I have a feeling that their race cars, because of the way the height is, they don't think you could get that car up into the stands that far. I mean, you're already 100 yards from the track, you know. And then you put up 4 layers of fencing
that you can't see through.
And they've got this
2014 or whatever, Austin Dillon smashed and injured some people by flying up. So, you never know. Especially if you want to bring the cars back.
Yeah, well,
I don't think it's the cars themselves that are worried about flying up in the grandstands. The car parts.
Indy wanted to leave the finale there, but they messed around with scheduling and stuff, and then Auto Club said we don't have a spot for you, and so they lost.
How do they not have a spot? There's like no other series can run there.
Why would you give up your only other big draw race of the year?
Yeah, really.
They used to have NASCAR and IndyCar, and so they had 2 big dates where they could kind of earn some money. My understanding is the track is paid for now.
That was a 232.85.
I mean, they have 350. I think it's 350 dates where there's something going on. I mean, even if it's minor stuff, I think they're including like days when the track is set aside for petty
the schools
race experiences and stuff. I think that's going on, and then they have the weekends for they have motorcycles on the roadie, and they have different clubs on the roadies most weekends. Then they have track days where you can go out there and drive your truck on the track. You know, so they're counting all those dates, but they only have 2 dates when they really have they can sell tickets. Well, this past weekend they had a Porsche club there. It It's the largest Porsche club event in the country. Yeah, but yeah, I get tired of looking at Porsches. Sorry. So long, and I'm like, move on. You know, they do that with the BMWs too. BMW Day. They do it for all the different. They have tuner days. They must have a drifting event, but I'm not aware of what date it is. But.
Oh, I'm sure they have a drifting event.
I mean, I look at Willow. Willow is like that too. They have stuff going on most every weekend.
Damn, you just knocked your nose cone off on the back of my car, Mr. Wood.
And they have all these different tracks, and they're running all at the same time. You got drifters on one track. You got, you know,
motorcycles on another.
Yeah, the motorcycles on the horse thief. They had the other one, what's the other one called? The streets. The
Shit,
streets.
missed the turn.
That looked like street cars up there. Then they had drifters down on the little drifter. They have a little, I don't know what it is. It must be a.
There's another nose cone passing down the highway. That's funny.
How come you're not driving?
All right, that was a 227.35.
I'm
So
driving.
do I need to change the color of the grass here?
No, it's fine.
Does this need a grass color change?
No, it's fine.
Buttonwiller doesn't. Well, it does look like it's a buttonwiller. Although, what is that out there?
Trees.
It does not exist.
It looks like I have a whole row of evergreens behind the fencing there.
Yeah, the wind block. That doesn't exist. Well, there are trees out there, but they're about half a mile away. It almost looks like an orchard of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
So how's it running?
It runs alright. It's just there's places where you think there should be grip and there isn't.
You got the little bump on like turn 2, 3.
I don't know. One.
There's 2 bumps on this course.
What mod are you running?
He's running the new Button Willow Race 07 that Gary did for me. It's found over at
Race department.
It's Stunod, but it's at Race Department. If you just hit downloads, I think it's still on the
Well, I
first
don't
page.
have Race 07, so.
No, it's for.
He converted it to RaceFactor or rFactor for us.
Oh.
Yeah, got people that got my people, man.
You guys people working on it.
I got my
The good
peeps
news
working
is
on
I
stuff.
finally got my mod season up and running.
Good for you.
I got
Where-
Stunod. I
Where?
finally posted a small recap of the Daytona Busch race.
Where
Later
is
today, I
it?
plan on running the Daytona 500.
Daytona. I don't see it. Where is it?
In the Mark season section.
How come it's not showing up in the news section? When did you do this?
Yesterday
It should be up
at
here.
3:03. Click on Mark Series 2005 NASCAR Nextel Cup Series Mark Season presented by TVG. Full name of it.
That was a
Unfortunately,
216.09.
So tired, I forgot.
Well, I am 9 seconds faster, slower than the AI. At 95%.
Into the field. So let's just say his
how
Hollow got
can you
wrecked
leave
on the way there and he
Stacy
couldn't make it.
Compton? You can't leave him out.
Yeah, that was an accident because remember I was out that day, so I was a bit careless.
There's the hump.
Provisional points.
He came
Unfortunately,
through,
all 42 spots are filled, and if I
he came
add
through the
43 for one
tracks
race,
there at South Boston and little places like that, and I never cared for him myself.
Wow.
Dave, where are you?
Dave, down in my heart. Be right back.
It's a drag. Look at that, look at that.
and coming from last week's season past champions provisional, the winner ended up being Randy LaJoy,
Wow.
making his 4th Daytona opener victory.
He started 42nd. He got first. That's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah, because you have to take a past champions provisional.
Wow. It doesn't say. Wait a minute. What track is that?
Huh?
What track is it at?
Stock Pappy Daytona.
Oh. Oh, it says it right there. No? It says he won his fourth. That should be at the top of the post, I would think.
Okay.
I would just think that you would put that up there. You know, race whatever at Daytona. That's what I would do. Just so that you can look and say, okay, that's where it's at. What's this here? Qualifying.
There was a bit of a pit road kerfuffle where Davis was pulling out his pit stop. Casey Kane was pulling in. Kane ran into the back of Davis and killed his engine. And it's ruined for the days.
Oh, 95%.
Who's Jay Labonte?
Justin Labonte.
I never heard of him.
He didn't last very long.
Yeah. In 2005, he's running for Gene Haas's team for a year. He merged with Gene Haas's team.
Once again, you amaze me.
He actually made a few starts in 2000 for his family, for the Labonte family team, but he DNQ'd a lot back then. Came back in 2004, won a fuel mileage race at Chicagoland, then ended up at merging his team with Haas for 2005, and sort of disappeared off the face of the planet after that.
There's some names in this, man. This is like a mix of current drivers and old drivers. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's like some of the best field ever, right there. Really.
Yeah.
No Jeff Gordon, though, right?
Nah.
He's like the only guy missing out of that list.
And Jimmy Johnson, but Jimmy will be running a few races later in the year, running a partial schedule.
Alright, where's the link to that track, Bill?
Okay, I'll put it up in there right now.
Oh, I'm on the site. Is it not there?
At our site?
Yeah.
Stunod, where is it? It's in the Formula Ford Championship. I added it into the series, so it's the last race on that. What are you looking at, Tigg?
Oh.
I like that. What was that car? That yellow car? That was sharp.
That?
What was that? What was that? What was that?
That?
I'm waiting for it to come up. It isn't up yet. The cars for sale car? That's sharp.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's Landon Castle's car from 2015.
Screaming for a black, for a red stroke around it.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely screaming for
Yeah, I know. They didn't do that right, but...
Screaming. Landon Castle. You didn't paint this car?
No, this is part of the This is part of the stock set for VHR.
VHR.
The VHR stock card mod.
Is it any good?
I don't know. How's that sound?
Are these Gen 15s?
The 2015 season. 2015.
I'll say the model sort of work look a bit jank.
Well, it's again, it's another conversion from. It's another conversion from NR2K.
Nah, the BR Gen 6 cars look a lot better than that.
The who?
I can tell. It's not the bullring.
You do realize that 90% of the stuff in NASCAR 2003, yeah, I think it doesn't look like the real thing at all. In fact, they're bigger model-wise compared to the real thing.
Yeah, it makes sense. But at least compared to the rFactor cars, you know, at least this mod, they don't really look quite right. I know, because it looked at plenty of pictures of cars from the era. These cars just look jank. I always found the blue cars to be a bit too boxy.
Okay, I'll get it.
But they're a lot better than these, model-wise.
Online leagues. Formula Ford series.
Oh, is that where it's at?
Yeah.
I forgot to change that.
Oh yeah, I haven't going down there because I'm trying to keep things in people's faces so other people see it. Which track is this?
Mm-hmm.
Tigg, which track is it?
Texas.
God loves Texas.
Oh, what the smeg.
Schmegma.
Button Willow. Is that it?
That's it, man.
That's it. You got her. Oh, here.
And
Let's.
surprisingly, Tim Sauter got a top 15 start. He ended up
gotta
30th
log
after
in.
falling
Tim?
through the pack.
Tim Sauter?
Yeah, Tim.
Don't know Tim Sauter.
Yeah, Tim and Jay are Johnny's older brothers. They're mainly short track racers who made a few cup starts here. I mean, Bush starts and Bush and Cup starts here and there.
So where do they go next? Where do they go next, Ian?
Huh?
Where do they go next? Where do your guys go next?
They're just following the real life Town 5 Bush's schedule, though. We'll be going to California.
California.
Yeah, here I come. Right back where.
I'm not sure. I have to do some testing. Well, because actually, I should have done more testing for Daytona. I started off the Bud Shootout, the Brian Ring version. The field got sardine packed. And I originally tried to run the Bush race on action-packed tracks new 2007 Daytona. But one, it crashed late in the race, which ain't their fault. But two, the cars merged in turn one instead of on the back straight. So, yeah, you can guess what happened there.
Oh, I gotta fix stuff.
Yeah, the LaPage incident.
Oh, man.
Steering's way off.
Like 3 years before 3 years before the Page's incident ever happened.
Da-da-da.
And then it crashed with like 20 to go, so I had to restart on the stock Pappy.
What is this Jay LeBlanc? Is he a brother or is he a son or what is he?
I think he's the son of one of them.
Son of Terry, maybe?
Yeah.
He's in the 44.
Yeah, he's the son of Terry.
He's in the 44, so I bet he's Terry's son.
Yep.
Huh, I never even heard of him. See, the things you learn. The things you learn. Wally
Like I said, he won a race while running part-time 2004 on fuel mileage.
Oh, look at Mr. Excitement's in there, too.
Yeah, Jimmy Spencer and Wally Dahlback didn't attempt to race IRL, but I was like, no, I want to add some extra cars to fill out the roster. Plus, there's more than 40 cars in the field, but I was like, you know what? These teams seem like the kind of cars that they'd enter. Dahlback ran Daytona the past few years, like the previous year, and Jimmy Spencer in a second Michael Waltrip car. It only makes sense to put him at the plate races.
You got Martin Truex Jr. in there? Is that Rio?
Yeah, he was the 2004 Bush champion.
And this is that's what year this is?
2005. That's the year after.
Oh. Denise Hamlin's in there. Paul Menard.
Yep, James Dennis Allen Hamlin.
How is Menard? Who's he? He's in the 11. Who's that for?
He's Truex's teammate.
In the 11.
Yeah.
Gosh. Is that P. Wolf? Is that Paul Wolf?
Yeah, that's Paul Wolf.
It's before he gave up driving.
Before he gave up driving and became Brad's crew chief. Yeah, he used to be a driver, but he didn't have much success and was fired midway through the season, early in the season.
Shane Himmel. Oh, what a sad story.
Shane Neal. Yeah.
Sad story.
All right.
All right. Neuenberger.
Yeah, Donnie Neuenberger.
All right, which one is it?
The number
Button
one.
Willow RP or Button Willow RPF?
Number one.
It's the number one is what it is. But
Number
doesn't read.
one.
Yeah, it's F, I think.
How come there's two of them there?
Because there's two different tracks. And the way they built it.
They built it like that instead of having it as a single track with 2 different layouts. It's just the way. Gary didn't mess with it at all. He just did a straight across conversion because he couldn't raise up Peter Kuhn to get an actual permission, but he did
The
it.
RPF one, huh?
Yeah, I think that's RPF is number 1, isn't it? Tigg?
There's no numbers on them.
I think so.
Yeah, there is. Down in the preview shot at the bottom, says number 1, number 16.
Oh, it says 16.
Then you get the other one. Then that's the other one's the one with all the bumps.
Number 1. Okay.
We're gonna drive the number 1 for this.
Yeah, it wasn't a good day for Team Ren side. Both of their cars finished outside the top 35 and off the lead lap. Well, Jason Cole was last car in the lead lap, and then Ashton finished a lap down after an unscheduled pit stop early.
Whose car set is this? This is yours.
I compiled it from various sources. For the first season, I'm just using what exists to get it done with quicker. But for 2006, I'll be painting all my own cars. And who knows, maybe by 2006, Cosmin or whoever might end up putting out their new mod by then. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it probably won't have a full car set, will it?
I know Cosmin does a thorough job. He doesn't half-ass things.
Look at those cars.
Heck, even the Pinty series, which I didn't think had a full car set, still had most of the cars from the season. At least most of the important drivers.
How do you think the reception of that 0305 mod has been?
I think it's been really good. Most people say it was unnecessary, but it's still a cool addition for guys like me who want perfection or close to perfection.
Well,
updated.
You know, a lot of the younger guys, they just want the newest thing. That's all they care about. This season, they want the newest tracks. This season, this year. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Just sad. No depth there. No depth. Have you used? I was looking at your pictures of your rFactor. You know those same settings that you use for NR 2003 and the graphics settings. You can use those in your. What kind of graphics card do you have? Do you have an NVIDIA?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just go in there and choose that program instead of NR 2003 and apply all the same settings, and you'll get all those jags out, and it'll look so much better. Yeah, I saw that. I thought I hadn't thought of that for the longest time, and I thought, why couldn't I use the same settings? And I did, and it looks good.
What was that again, Bill?
Yeah, for your rFactor, you can use all the same settings that you use from that, from Ben Crazy's graphics thing. You can use all those same settings on rFactor or any of your games, and it'll make it look better. It all applies. I mean, it's done differently. You don't have the same INI and all that stuff, but the basic settings you can still use. Obviously you don't go into the INI and change it. I guess, I don't know, maybe you can. I don't. But the main thing is make those changes, and then if you especially have the NVIDIA card, then you can just tell it to use those settings instead of the game settings. And it works, makes it look a lot better.
Oh, I got so much gunk in my throat.
In your throat?
Yeah.
Well, I've optimized mine already, so
there you go. Optimization. This is Texas?
Yeah, that's an issue with their. And I gotta still mess with the steering wheel because it's got a lot of fight to it. So
obviously you can't paint pit boxes.
No, obviously you can't.
Because they're using the National Stock Car mod as a base, aren't they?
Probably. But I think these models look pretty damn good. I don't know. They look realistic to me.
When you add the fits for the wing cars, it actually shows up under National Stock Car Mod. So.
Yeah.
Outside. Clear.
I gotta mess with the steering wheel some more.
Jason Leffler got the pole, and Rusty Wallace is outside pole. Think of that. What he will.
My boy Rusty.
Yeah, but Rusty, his final season started off right. He locked himself in outside pole, so.
I decided to go for him.
Actually, 2005 was a pretty good year after 2003 and 2004 were a bit on the lean side. 2005 actually saw Rusty. Despite not winning, he still did pretty well. He made the chase, if I recall.
The chase, what a concept. How are you going to do the chase?
Well, I'm calculating points externally in a spreadsheet.
Pop through the fence.
So I'll probably keep a separate spreadsheet for chase drivers only.
Ooh. Ooh.
Ooh.
I don't know how the AI are driving through here, because I certainly as hell can't drive through here. I keep look at the pit boxes are floating. The 18's just sitting there.
And then Kerry Earnhardt qualified into the duel along with Morgan Shepherd, Mike Wallace, and Robbie Gordon, giving Boris Saad the final spot on speed. Technically, there should be 3 spots on speed, or 2 if there's a past champion.
Jesus, this car's hard to control.
Inside.
No setup.
Clear.
And whoa, there's a car. Even the AI's wiping out.
Outside of no past champions that are outside of the top 35 points, so.
I need to fix the force feedback. It's too strong still.
Is there still a past champions rule?
No, that's gone.
That's gone?
But in 2005 there was.
Yeah.
This is no past champions. There's 3 spots for drivers to lock themselves in, but it went down 2 when Jason Leffler nabbed the front row spot. Because he sort of took up one of those spots by getting himself in the race.
You know,
Dave Blaney won duel number 2 as well.
Oh. I think Dave Blaney. I think Trey does the points on the website. I think that's why we haven't seen him yet.
Okay.
I think that's why it hasn't been updated. I think Trey does the. I think Ziggy does all the work, but then for it to show up on the black site.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the black site. I think that's Trey's work. I may be wrong, but I'm really curious to see how things shake out.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm 3 points ahead of Ed now.
At minimum.
No, I don't. Based on those points that you said he doesn't use those points.
What was your fastest lap, Dan?
Where? The Button Willow?
Button. Yeah. Buttercup.
Not fast enough. I have to mess with this some more. It's a lot of setting up to have to do yet still. But as far as I'm concerned, it's 2015 and mod isn't as bad as people are making it out to be. You just got to do a lot of setup, setting up your wheel properly, and stuff like that.
Except for car models, in my opinion, they look a bit just out of
proportion. They look real. They actually look real because that's the way the real ones look. They're squat, they're wide, and they're small. The real cars look nothing like you think they look like. How they are on TV, even when you see them on TV, but look at them when they're standing next to them. You ever notice that when they?
It's a bit too round, comparing it to Jimmy Johnson's 2015 real life car. In the windows is a bit too much.
Well, nothing's ever going to be perfect, but if you're comparing this to NR2K, it's like apples to donuts because NR2K models are terrible, as far as I'm concerned.
Say that those models aren't very close to a ballpark either, comparing it to images of the real car. especially when compared to what Cosman does.
You just had Las Vegas. They just raced in Las Vegas, didn't they? Didn't you go somewhere where they have cars? The show cars are just, you know, basically test tunnel cars, and stand next to one of them and see exactly how small they actually are.
Yeah, the size proportion may be right, but the body shape, I just, especially looking at the Toyota, that thing just looks hideous.
Well, it's a Toyota. What do you expect it to look like?
Very funny.
Tom, have you seen? Do you look at YouTube?
Do I look at YouTube?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Look up the Dan Bongino show.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's great. He is.
Yeah,
great.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
And what does he do? What does he do?
He's on his own show. It's a conservative talk show.
Oh, okay, so just, as long as it's not racing.
Oh my gosh, he is so much. I mean, he cuts loose. I mean, he's reined in on those TV shows, but man, you get him on his radio show, and oh my God, he's good. It's a podcast. I mean, he's so good. You would love him. I watched a bunch of those yesterday I listened to a bunch of them while I was painting yesterday.
So what was the fastest lap you turned, Dan?
He doesn't know. He doesn't know.
I did 2 laps.
Is Jerry Lee Lewis still alive?
I don't think so.
So, you tend to look at my duel results. The winner of duel number 1 was Brian Vickers. And apparently, in duel number 1, but pretty much anybody within the second pack could have raced, second or even third pack could have raced their way in. Yeah, from 11th, which is Morris Shepard, first transfer spot, 6 seconds back, while the rest of the field were like at most 6.3, was like 6 seconds back, 6.3 seconds back. So pretty much anybody within that group could have had a shot in the closing lap. So that was pretty exciting.
Yeah, you don't say, Tom.
And there was a lot of guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 drivers fighting for the 2 transfer spots.
So Dave's in the hospital. He's got to be in the hospital.
Yeah, more than likely. That's what I'm thinking.
I mean, because we usually hear from him a couple times a week.
Yeah, we haven't heard from him for about a week.
We always hear from him on Saturday.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah. So what do you think of the Assetto Corsa NASCAR mod people there, Bill? What do you think their direction is?
Sometimes it just feels like there is no direction. That's what I don't like.
It's like one post they're talking about modern, you know, the newer cars. Yeah. The next post they're talking about 90s cars. Yeah, exactly.
I just don't know what to think of that, because it's like they're doing what I hate about all these mod makers and all these new mods is nothing is complete.
Yeah.
You know, hey, Ian knows this song.
Yeah.
Nothing is complete. They never come up with a full set of cars. They never come up with, and then they paint like that last thing they did with that mid-'80s piece of crap. They're painting all kinds of cars on it, but you know, they're painting Fords and Chryslers on it, and it's just like stupid.
Yeah, that's just not right.
It's just funny that they're putting all this time and effort into a sim. If we'll harken back to the days when rFactor came out. Let's harken back to 2007. When rFactor came out, and with the National Stock Car mod, everybody was throwing a fit. Oh God, they're putting oval racing into a road racing sim. And you know, there's a few of us, you know, I was part of the small group that ventured into it and found out that the oval racing was quite good in rFactor. And of course, it caught on a little bit, and you know, other mods have come and gone. But that niche people who realized that rFactor is actually a decent oval racing sim never went there. Now here we have Assetto Corsa. pure road racing sim doesn't even have rolling starts, which is a staple of oval racing. But people are like throwing tons of time, tons of effort into something that can never be ran offline, because you'd have to change the exec, and we all know what happens when you change execs. The only way you could do it online is to have an eye in the sky, somebody patrolling to make sure everybody stays in that. Once the green light comes on, and everybody stays in a nice formation for one more lap, and then they throw the real green, so they start racing. I don't understand is why they're putting so much effort into a sim that can never, ever be used for oval racing instead of rFactor 2, which has right, will never be an oval racing sim ever. Where rFactor 2 has you can actually click a button and change it over to be an
Assetto, probably because it's easier.
Yeah,
it's
exactly
so advanced.
Then that's
exactly
easier
right.
to work with Assetto.
But it's
That's one aside from the tire model and even everything else, the shaders. RF2 is pretty advanced compared to its opposition.
well, that's just it. Everybody wants the latest, greatest thing, and you want it to be be realistic as possible, and then you throw it into a sim that's not even closely related to oval racing. So has everybody's attitude changed? Where it's just, okay, let's just put NASCAR into anything, even if it's not, or oval racing, instead of putting all that time and effort at making a beautiful mod and tracks for rFactor 2, which has the road racing or the oval racing programming built into it. You just got to click a button, and it's oval racing. It has oval racing rules, oval racing everything, and it's beautiful and it's perfect. And you just need to make the models and the tracks, which are there already. Some, they're talking about a 2019 mod for rFactor 2 already for NASCAR. And so, it's there. The tracks they're building, it's there. Why are people throwing so much time into a crappy Assetto Corsa? And Assetto Corsa is not crappy, but it's crappy for oval racing. You see what I'm saying?
Probably because that's what everyone else is, That's what everyone else is in. RF2, the problem with RF2 is, considering how slow content is out and how it had a bit of a long drought of lack of support from outside, combined with its complexity, and some people saying that the graphics are still up to stuff, because people these days are so finicky with graphics that it just. I'm impressed that RF2 hadn't died in that period, considering it sort of fell off the face of the earth for a few years. It wasn't until Studio 397 came in that really started coming back in.
Well, I was transition years, just like anything else, but RF2, as far as I'm concerned, is a more rounded sim than Assetto Corsa. If you want to run them on road courses, that's fine. That's handy. Well, you do that in rFactor 2. But to me, it's just if it's easier, then go back to NR2K. And at least that's an oval race based sim. You want easy, that's what you do. Throwing all this into Assetto Corsa is just, I don't know. To me, that's just ridiculous. It's just something that I think they're wasting their time and wasting their effort on something that's never going to fly. Because the actual people who run oval racing, when they see that, won't do it. They'll look at rFactor. They still do. People still look at rFactor 1. But it's just something boggles my mind about the Assetto Corsa NASCAR thing. It's just like, why?
Only because, like I said, it's got a bigger fan base than RF2. RF2, they said, it's sort of a period where it's interesting for a while. They wanted it to kind of like rFactor 1, where most of the content, they give you the stuff and then the content comes in from third parties. They've sort of had a period where they build one car and they expect everyone else to come to car everything else. But with competition like Assetto Corsa, Automobilista, which which are pretty close, and a lot of people haven't shifted over to iRacing for online racing. You know, it had a lot of competition, and the mods just didn't come in. And I guess, and combined with a lot of people these days, they want content from stock. They want stock content to come with the sim, and the approach just didn't exactly work. That's why Studio D97 is working on making car packs and cars that can race against each other.
That's the way it should be done.
Yeah, instead of building one or two and turning it over to the community. Because that approach just doesn't work. You see, Automobilista and Assetto Corsa, they have like all sorts of turnkey cars with cars to race them against.
Yep.
I remember when rFactor 1 first came out, within a month we had like 100 new mods.
The amount of mods for Assetto, compare that to the amount of mods for RF2, you can see which one.
But look at the difference in the quality. It's a lot of the crap that comes out for Assetto Corsa is converted from arcade games or console games. It's all crap street cars. It's all crap. It's all crap. If you really look at it, 90% of the mods that have come out that I've seen in the last 6 months that I've been really paying attention to what kind of mods are coming out, most of them aren't race cars. Most of them are crap street cars or drift cars, which us as racers could care less about drifting. I mean, yeah, it's fun to watch for about 10 minutes, but that's about the joy of it all.
In Assetto is the
drifting, yeah, which is Forza. Which is Forza in depth without all the crappy storylines that Forza and Need for Speed have. It's just the tracks. And if you notice, they're also converting a lot of the tracks from those particular games into Assetto Corsa. I think it's polluted. If you just try to go get the good content that's out there, it's few and far between, actually, for Assetto Corsa. I think Assetto Corsa has become very polluted. And I am now applauding what they're doing with the competition zone without letting people mod it. Keep it a pure racing sim, not a game. And that's way up. Honestly, that's the way I'm looking at Assetto Corsa anymore. All this crap that's coming out, and that's my opinion.
I just use sims as super advanced games.
Yeah.
That's why people go on like rFactor, like a hobby. I get it, but like people take it super serious, like esports. I'm like, you're throwing this much money into a glorified video game. That's all they are.
Yeah, that's all they are. Well, you'll see it on some of the global sim racing sites where these guys will spend what equivalents to $3,000-$4,000 on a computer, a sim rig, the VR, the big monitors, the whole 9 yards. This is the motion seats. They'll throw tons of money, $10,000, into a sim rig. They'll do it for 6 months and then sell it all. Why? That's what blows my mind. They'll spend, people will spend all this money on something that they're not even sure they like to do, and then sell it all for a fraction of the cost too, what they paid for it. You know,
yeah.
That boggles my mind. Guys like me and Bill and Tom have been doing this for 10, 15, 20 years, and we still. You've seen the walkthrough of my where I do this. That it's still attached to a wooden desk. I don't have any fancy seats. I don't have fancy speakers. I've got a regular 32-inch monitor, and 80% of the time I'm competitive. Probably 60 to 80% of the time I'm competitive. That's just because of my own skill level. It's not because of my equipment. It's because of my skill level. I remember back when we were doing FMS, we had a kid who basically had one of the very first mass-produced Sidewinder wheels. No force feedback, no nothing. He'd kick our asses from here to Sunday. You know? It's not the equipment; it's the talent behind the equipment. It's just like real racing.
Before they call it emerging, they do it for like the fact that they can, someone like me, racing cars that you can't in real life.
Well, I have the same immersion. Once I put my headphones on, I'm focusing on that. I'm focusing on that monitor. I see nothing else. That's why when you see me racing, I have to actually distract myself to glance over to the chat when we're racing to see if anybody's actually talking on YouTube. Other than that, my immersion is when I'm staring at that screen and I've got my headphones on. That's all I see. That's all I know. I mean, that as far as I know, my mind puts the whole car around it. My mind does it for me. I don't need artificial. Yeah, that's insanity. That's insanity. Now, the 49-inch curved monitor would be about the only thing I would do. That's about. But you don't need a motion seat. You don't need. If you don't know if you're going to like it, or especially if you don't know if you're going to like it or not. I mean, really.
Yeah, I can see if you're getting in, don't start crazy, but once you're hooked, and once you're guaranteed to start to be into it,
you've got to read some of these people on Facebook in the global sim market, in the global sim world. I've got $4,000 to spend. How much? What should I get? And there'll be guys saying that's not enough money. You need more money. I'm just getting started. It starts out as, and I have $4,000 to spend.
There's one of the entry-level, years-old Thrustmaster wheels with 2 pedals, and somebody says it's $50, and somebody says save your money, get something better. It's like, really? If that's all they can do, let them do it. I mean,
yeah. I got involved into a thread the other day about
they're going to stop there.
Yeah. Find out if you like it before you throw thousands of dollars into something. That's all I say. There was an argument about the guy asked like he's having problems with the calibration on his clutch pedal with the G27, and the first reply was to throw it away. I mean, seriously. You use a G27. I use a G27. I gave the guy the link to the DX tweaker tool, so I haven't heard back from it since. So I'm guessing either the thread got killed because of all the bashing of the D27, or us bashing the guys bashing the D27. You know, the sim racing snobs. This is a hobby. This is for fun. Never get that wrong. The only people who get paid to do this are the professionals.
Yes. I think they're the real crazy ones, putting all this effort in for like a glorified video game. Like,
yeah. I mean, sometimes we get carried away. I mean, when we're in the middle of a race, yeah, we get carried away. But when the race ends, we know it's over, and it was for fun. And we get a little upset if something really stupid happens, but in the end, we all know it's just a game. Nobody gets hurt. Nobody's shelling out money to fix a car. You know, the reset button has been, you know, basically, you know, 3 lives and you get a new life. But anyway, we got off on a little bit, headed towards more a serious note, and Bill shuts up and Tom shuts up, and so
I'm looking at race car pictures on Facebook.
There you are. That's about you know, if you get by all this crap written on Facebook and just look at the pictures, there's a lot of cool archive stuff there. There really is. That Daytona race that I shared on the Facebook group. There's I think it's Monaco race I shared too. Also old stuff, videos. There's some cool stuff. You just gotta get by, and don't pay attention to the political bull crap on Facebook. My advice to anybody is just ignore all that crap, because all it is, 90% of it is I know, all of it's misinformed, misquoted, the
ignorance is astounding.
Well, it's the misquoting. It's all the misquoting. Unless it's that person's video saying that certain thing, it's all misquoted. I love how they quote people who are dead. Where's your proof they actually said that?
Yeah, I remember in And
Give me a test, a 32-inch screen and a wheel, and I'm good. Thanks, Lewis. Or how do you pronounce your name there, buddy? Levisw. Wow. Okay. But yeah, we're great. We love that stuff. Same thing. He's had the same desk since 2003. So yeah, he's old school like us. I'm not using the same desk since 2003. I've broke like 3 of them since then. You're yanking on the wheel.
Yeah, the whole Facebook thing, that's just social media. It's easy for people to spew ignorant, unsubstantiated stuff, and for people to only listen to the stuff they want to hear and twist it, interpret it however they want, and then echo chambers.
Well, that's the same thing with the sim racing. I'll be right back, though.
So, Bill.
Hey.
Now we can talk a little bit.
I'm just reading. So you guys had an interesting conversation about the different sims and stuff.
Yes.
Pretty good stuff.
Even though it's not gonna be a big quality, that's all the same problem with rFactor. And as much as I like full fields, I also like variety. You know, I like variety, but Tigg doesn't get why there's so many cars like that. NASCAR's for Assetto, because that's where the community is.
They don't care.
Aside from rFactor too, there's a few dedicated people, but there ain't as many people.
Yeah. Well,
a lot of people see it sort of.
NR 2003 has a very finite focus. That's why.
Yeah.
I mean, really, it does. So, and there's nothing wrong with that. I actually like the.
Oh, it's red. Hey, Red.
Set up for different types of racing.
Yeah.
Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe button, please.
Who's he talking to?
Red Wolf, NC. He's on. Yeah.
Red Wolf.
Yeah, Red Wolf.
Red Wolf.
Red Wolf. I gotta get a bigger monitor, bigger font on that. I can't read that screen half the time. Or get it so it comes out on this screen so I can read it. I don't know, my main screen. I gotta figure that out eventually, but oh well. It is what it is. I need new glasses too, so.
The reason why I didn't like the rFactor NASCAR Gen 6s is that I feel like they're a bit too angled. Something between that in terms of angles and the boring mod in terms of blockiness. That's sort of where the real cars sit.
Well, you're never going to get 100% perfect unless iRacing. I don't know what their model. They, from a little bit I see the videos, they look pretty much the same as what we got, and they get to scan the real car.
Oh,
and they don't look that much different than what we've got. If you're going to nitpick an extra fold or an angle in a fender or something, then you, my friend, need to learn how to make mods. For what it is and for what we get, and for 99% of the content being free for every sim out there, other than the initial purchase, I mean, I thank mod makers. I mean, I do ridicule, but I have this voice platform that I can use to say stuff. You can disagree with me. You can be like a few other people have done when I've made my opinion clear and concise. Unsubscribe to me, but everybody's entitled to their opinion. I just have a platform to voice mine with this program that I do. I know I'm not agreed with, and I might not be right, but that's part of being human. And we're all entitled to it.
It's all the arguments.
Well, yeah, but I also can see the point of anybody else. I'm dead set against the schedule that they got. I don't like it. NASCAR has. I don't like it. I don't like the changes they made. But I'm willing to see where it goes and see what it does for the sport. Yeah. As a personal opinion, I hate it. The 4th of July, as far back as I can remember, the 4th of July weekend is Daytona. As far back as I can remember. Everybody complained. Yeah, I know. Everybody complains about going to India. One guy was complaining about going to Indianapolis in July. When I went to Indianapolis in 2008, that was August. In fact, that was like August 9th, and it was one of the hottest weekends of the year. My girlfriend at the time damn near passed out from the heat. She was back with the emergency people. I mean, I don't tell that story very often, but, you know, it was hot then, too. And if you've ever been to Indianapolis and what they call the Fan Canyon, there's no shade. there's no getting away from the sun. It's there. So, you know. Whether it's in July or August, anywhere in the Midwest, it's going to be hot. And it's going to be stifling hot with the humidity. But that's neither here nor there. The only thing I like about the whole schedule next year is the Martinsville night race. The only race I'm looking forward to seeing next year. So nobody has a comp.
I feel like it's a Hail Mary for Indy more than Daytona. That it's a last-ditch effort for Indy.
Well, I won those tickets to the Brickyard. This was back in 2008. Now, mind you, the tickets and we were on the pit road side of the Fan Canyon, were $95 a seat. $95. We also won qualifying tickets. Tickets to go see qualifying the day before. This is when they were still running an IRP, and they did not include the IRP race as part of the deal. Those were $25 a pop, just to watch qualifying. They priced them, and I keep telling everybody to price themselves out. You gotta look at that. That's $120 for 2 days to sit in the sweltering sun.
Inflation's a bitch.
Well, how much is it now to get to? You wouldn't know anything about inflation. We remember buying bread for $0.25. So, actually, I think Tom remembers making bread, but...
Well, we've had quite a bit of inflation in the last 10 years. What are you talking about?
I know.
Yeah.
The 70s were the worst, though.
Well, yeah. So that's the decade where things turned over.
Yeah.
You know, International Sim Racing has public servers.
They do?
For RF2.
They do?
I'm trying to figure it out right now.
Yeah, the more places we can go and spread our name, the more people we get to watch and join us in our races. I post over there occasionally my teaser, my whatever you want to call it, to come watch the show. International Sim Racers. I've had no interaction with them, so I don't know I will have any judgment to pass.
And they got every kind of language in the world.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Someone else around my age.
They have different kinds of team speaks for every language.
Do they really? Cool.
I feel like the teams got it. The teams and such need to get more into social media and streaming services because that's so where it is these days. The NASCAR has within I think I checked the list, the third oldest fan base. And
they actually do have there is a large NASCAR footprint on Facebook, Twitter, especially Twitter, with the drivers doing their own thing. So I don't think getting into social media is getting deeper into social media. They're on all of them. They're on Facebook. Every once in a while, or not Facebook, but MySpace. Every once in a while, I'll get, once a month or so, I'll get an email from MySpace, which I still have an account for, by the way, people. Highlights of what what came through, and on that list is usually NASCAR. Of them posting stuff. They still post stuff over at MySpace. So saying that NASCAR needs to get more of a social network presence, it's far from the truth. It needs the kids to come in. The kids aren't interested in it. The kids are not interested in NASCAR one bit. Because it's their father's and their grandfather's sport. If you notice that, baseball went through the same thing. Football goes through all this. Every sport goes through the same phase where the fan base gets older, and then as it seems like it's going to die off, the fan base starts growing again. Baseball, all the baseball, football, hockey, they've all done it.
I disagree with your statement of the it'll die in 5 years.
I'm not talking about the fan base killing it off. I was not talking about the fan base killing it off. I'm talking about the money. It takes a lot of money to run a national sport like that. And the fact that they take all 43 of their teams and play on the same field 36 times a year, that's a lot of money. And that's what I'm talking about. It's not the fans going to kill it. It's not the team's going to kill it. It's NASCAR itself's going to money itself out of business. See, that's what you kept missing in all those posts. It's the money. Oh, it might if they get somebody to replace Monster as a national sponsor. Yes, they will. But there's nobody with that kind of money. And that's where it's going to falter. It may not completely. Let me put it this way: they probably will lose a lot of the California dates. They will lose a lot of the Midwest and Western dates, and concentrate back down to the South again.
Because I consider myself as core as anybody.
Well, but you're not understanding you don't understand that core fan. What's meant by your core fan base? You're thinking modern terms.
That.
But the core fan base, the bulk of their fans, are concentrated in the South. You're a core fan, yes.
Alabama if I want
That's
to catch any more races.
not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. Core.
You have 2 races there in Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do, and
I'm happy with it. For now.
We only have 1 race.
You have 4. You have 3.
Then I'm 240.
You have 3 races in California. You have 3 races in California.
Yeah. I'm closer to Phoenix and.
No, yeah. I understand that, but yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. But the core fan, you're misunderstanding what I'm talking about, your core fan base. The fan base that they've had for 50 plus years, where they developed, is in the South. Now, granted, there's a far spread more fan base throughout the country, but if you look, they had a map up not that long ago. It was like 4 or 5 years ago, where the fan base is. It's like the map was black and the fan base was in red. The core base was in North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Alabama, and Georgia. That's where the core. That's what they mean by core fan base. And then, of course, as you spread out across the country, there's less and less red, until you get to California, and then there's like big spots, here and there, different all over the country. But their core fan base is that North Carolina, South Carolina, Alabama, Georgia, Virginia, all right in that one central location. That's what is meant by core fan base. So they've been pissing those people off for years.
In the Northwest, like around Seattle, back to Portland.
It won't fly.
New market?
It won't fly. It won't fly up there. It just won't fly. It's the core fan base is what so you're still not understanding when I'm talking about core fan base, but that's okay.
That's because you're old. That's because you're old and delusional.
No. Well, you're young and unteachable.
Arguing with you is pointless because you're a stick in the mud.
Yeah, and you're young and unteachable.
Brutal truth.
And you're young and unteachable. I understand where you're coming from, but you're not understanding where I'm coming from, and you're refusing to see it. And that's why I can turn into a stick into a mud.
That's because it seems like you're still stuck, at least from what I see, you're still stuck in the 70s.
I noted that in the chat.
Yes, I know. 159. We're at two. We're at two. That's your time. It's 111 here. I don't know where you're getting 159 at, but that was at 209 actually in the live stream.
Time into the stream.
You're not. It's actually at 210. I'm looking at the live stream and the counter up versus 210. But that's.
Honestly, I like to look forward. You know, I like to look forward, and I like to look at positives.
But you can also, that's funny for a pessimist.
Yeah, exactly. There's some things that I do, and I care about NASCAR enough.
That's because that's what you like. See, that's your core. That's your thing. NASCAR is your thing. So you're gonna do it. If they can turn it around, but the direction they're going right now is not turning it around. They need to show me something that's going to turn it around. Not having a national sponsor is one thing. That's going to hurt them money-wise. They're not going to be able to go everywhere that they normally do without all that money. That's money makes the world go around.
You're too doom and gloom. I think you're the pessimist now.
I'm always a pessimist. They need. Then I'll tell you what they need, and you see, you don't want to hear that. They need a national sponsor. Number one and foremost, someone to shell out the money. They need that. I know, and it's not going to work. And it's not going to work. How many small teams that have 5, 6, 8 sponsors throughout the year make top 10 runs? Not very many. And that's what's going to happen to the sport. They're also alienating their, again, you're going to say stuck in the 70s, but it's the truth. And people have said this and have gotten chastised for it. I'm just like a sponge. I just repeat what I hear. And what I've heard is there is the core fan base. North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia. That's where the sport started. That's your core fan base. That's the people they're pissing off. That's the people not going to races anymore because they can't afford it. That's where I'm going to. So you want to hear one thing, but that is it. The people who go to the races week in and week out, the people who go to Daytona on the 4th of July because they've been doing it from time immemorial, that's the people they're pissing off. And that's who they're alienating. That fan base.
They're damned if they do, they're damned if they don't.
But the last...
And people would still want to raise their pitchforks and kill the world. I honestly don't care either side. I view all sides as equally bullshit and just whining. I view every side as a bunch of whiners who just want what's best for them and not what's best for everyone else.
I want what's best for the sport to keep it going, and what they're doing is not doing it. Is not going to do it.
Well, I view they gotta scale back, but I don't think they're gonna scale back that far into obscurity like that.
IndyCar did. They did. They both did the same thing. IndyCar a few years ago was only running like 8, 10 races. They scale back. That's exactly what they do. And now their popularity is growing again, so they're adding more races.
Yeah, but what I got is sound like you more wanted NASCAR to die.
No, you're not you don't understand. You don't.
That's what I.
It's not going. It's not going to. Looking at their business model, they are killing themselves. Is what I'm trying to tell you. But you're not understanding that because you never will.
They won't be dead. I want to focus on the fact they said in 5 years they'll be dead. Hell no.
Well,
Not in 5 years.
I've seen it happen. You're looking at it as a fan. I look at it as what they're doing is a business thing. They're not looking at the fans. They're not even. They don't even remotely care about the fans because if they did, they would drop the ticket prices so the fans could go watch the races. They would make them more accessible on television instead of putting them on less accessible cable channels. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm. But the thing of it is, if you lower the prices of the tickets, more people will buy them. That's more money coming in. Why do you think stores have sales? But they eventually they should be now. Because if you looked at the what was it, the Vegas race, I just watched the last race, Martinsville. It was atrociously empty for Martinsville. I watched the recap of the Busch race, or the Nationwide, or Xfinity race, whatever the hell it is. The stands were atrociously empty. Now, they've never been packed for those races, but at least they've had, you know, that the core part of the grandstands full. They didn't. Lower the ticket prices, get more butts in the seat, makes more money. You see how that goes? That's how business works. Why do you think stores throw sales? They're not making money at the regular price, so they throw sales so they can sell more items, so they make more money.
Okay, I think I'm finally starting to get it a little.
Okay. Okay, and that's what they're doing. You right now, the big thing NASCAR needs to do is drop ticket prices, make it affordable. You ever notice when they do throw them on sale, they sell more tickets?
Sport is they need to make affordable
Right.
for the teams, affordable for the tracks.
Well, that's what the COT car was supposed to have done, but they screwed the pooch on that one. I'm all for the safety car, and they all have the same body, but they somehow screwed the pooch on that.
That's because, you know, when you give these teams millions of dollars, they're going to use every last dollar in their budget to outrun everyone else. That's just how it works.
Well, that's the way it's supposed to be. The better team wins. The team with the most money wins. But back then, we also had 45 to 50 cars showing up each weekend for races because they could afford it. Look how many small teams have disappeared in the last 10 years. That's all I'm saying. Money. It's all about money.
Parks and the charter system too.
Yeah.
Sort of allows the big team. The charter system allows the big to dictate the opposition, and if they have more, I feel like that with the charter system, if you don't use it on an entry, you lose it.
Yeah.
And then it goes to someone else who wants it, because you shouldn't be able to hold 3 charters, 2 cars, and then dictate who your opposition is. I just find that wrong.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. There's just so many things that need to be changed to make it more. 36 teams for Martinsville. That still gets me. And there was a time, well, you know, we'll harken back to the 70s. How many cars were they fielding? The 60s and 70s? 70 cars? And of course, that's when they were taking cars out the showroom for.
Their attitude is they'd rather have 36 healthy teams
Yeah.
than 47 teams with 10 of them, you know, on the verge of bankruptcy. You know,
Well, yeah, but those teams—that's their team's choice to continue to do it. DEI died because of it. Well, that's your biggest team. Well, other than the fact that it was mismanaged. We won't go there. But guys like Landon Castle, good, solid all-around driver. How many teams has he been on in the last 10 years? Just because they come and go.
Yeah, but the picture nowadays is the driver brings the sponsorship.
Yeah, that's it. It's not the other way around where the teams had the sponsor. Yes, I know. And Cars for Sale is, yeah, that's his. Well, Cars for Sale is Castle Motors, which is a small dealership in Cedar Rapids. That's his family.
Probably NASCAR sponsorship put them out of business practically.
Practically, yeah, pretty much.
Not only that, but will sponsors in the age of social media, do they really need to spend millions on rolling billboards? Think about that. But they don't, with how easy it is to access.
But it's amazing.
Successful teams, they're business to business. I was watching Gibbs stream, and that's why Interstate's been around forever. Is the business to business deals. That's all what's important is business. Or sponsors is business to business these days.
And if they're going, or if these companies are going to spend, and if these companies are going to spend $1 billion, they're going to put it on a name. They're not going to put it on Landon Castle.
Isn't the race on? Is it a night race tonight?
No, it shouldn't be.
No, 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. So it's about to come on here.
No, it's not. It's not. Pre-race is probably on. Yeah. Telling someone they don't understand is not an argument. It wasn't meant to be an argument. I know, but it wasn't meant to be an argument. It's trying to drive a point. You don't understand, so why argue with me if you don't understand me?
Yeah, but it's a shutdown. It's a shutdown. It's not.
Yeah, okay.
It's not good for them. Not good for him.
Oh, it's my show. Shut up.
You don't understand. You can't have it. That's all opinion.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you don't understand.
I would love to see NASCAR get back up on its feet.
Form points.
Okay.
Points.
Okay. I would love to see NASCAR fix itself.
Because you don't.
I would love to see NASCAR fix itself. I really would. But what I see, what they're doing, and what I've seen business do, they're not going to fix themselves. They don't understand the issue. They don't understand the problem, and they don't know what they need to do to fix it. So they keep adding things to it.
My guess is they're 3 years down the road already, so I don't think they're going anywhere.
Yeah.
Well,
because the whole strategy, I view the Daytona moving away. I view that, like I said, I view it as more an indie thing than a Daytona thing. I would see them give Indy for like a year or two, and if Indy fails, move it back. That's what I'd do.
Ian, I don't agree with that whole picture. I don't think they'll ever. In fact, I've heard them saying on National Series Radio, they're never going to leave Indy until they're thrown out. Until they're thrown out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, hey, Indy needs the race.
Mm-hmm.
But that's something that Bill France, that I think is a Brian problem, is Bill France Jr. and Bill France said, where they were willing to put their foot down, and Brian wasn't. And I'm hoping that Jim, he seems like the kind of guy. Remember, because has he thrown sanctions to actions detrimental to stock car racing for drivers speaking out yet? That's what I view.
No, because that was Brian France bullshit. You know, that's what that was. That was Brian France trying to. If Jim can do so well with IMSA and rebuild that, I feel like he can. He just needs to have a bit more of a lead foot. Well, Jim France is the most open-minded guy we could ever have got in there. The best thing could have happened in NASCAR. Somebody that was thinking outside the box.
Jim France can turn this around, but he needs 4 or 5 years to undo everything. He says it now. Now it doesn't work. You can't just undo everything, snap of the finger. You can't snap it.
You know how it is they have corporate agreements. I mean, they have the contracts they have to abide by. So, you know, any change has got to be years down the road.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that we got as much change as we did on the 2020. I'm really surprised we got that much change.
Yeah. I honestly feel like it might be for the better, at least they're experimenting.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's interim changes. You know, you don't make the big change. You make little changes. You know, because it'll freak people out.
So what I view it is that the 2020 schedule, you know, you don't like it, I don't view that as permanent. I view that as interim changes while they wait for the future.
Not at all permanent. It's just interim changes.
It's
They're on
just
the way
an
to something
intermediate
else.
to try and stop the bleeding. Because I feel like if Jim France can help IMSA, he's just got to have a bit more of a lead foot. I feel like he can potentially save NASCAR. He just but it'll take like 5 years to undo everything. You can't snap things. You gotta ride it out.
Brian dug a hole.
Brian dug a hole, and it's up to Jim to fill it.
And you know
but
what he
dug
said?
a hole
He said,
so deep, he has to
our move is towards the larger markets.
Yeah.
Because it was all just money about him. It had nothing to do with fan bases. You know, a series that started at small tracks and small towns, and he wants to just forget that. Brian did. Wanted to just forget that and put a big, you know, his dream was to have a track in New York City, you know. I'm sorry, that's not who we are.
Just a nicer way of saying what I said.
Yeah, I think I understand what said a bit better because one is abrasive. I think it's on to said it.
I'm just a bang bang kind of guy, knock that nail in kind of guy. I just say it, and Bill's more Bill is more what is the big thing they should start out with is to get people excited about NASCAR is dropping the prices of tickets. That would cause so much more excitement than changing dates.
Okay, so here's the deal. What's hurting what's hurting NASCAR is the cultural change, where people want to sit home and look at a screen.
Mm-hmm. That too.
Yeah.
More than they can sit in the stands.
Well, that's why they had those. They even back in 2008, they had those little. Back in 2008, they had those things.
So people could have a conversation while they're at the racetrack.
That too.
That's him trying to assimilate with the culture, and that's not what it's about. People, I mean, yeah, sure, it'd be nice to have a conversation. You know, I go to Auto Club. You can't talk to anybody unless the cars are on the back straight.
Mm-hmm.
But you can.
No, try to go into Iowa, where once they're at full song, you can't hear anything anywhere.
People are sitting there with headsets on anyway, so they can listen to the radio.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Well, that's the fan view thing. They
play-by-play.
That's well. Do you know they have that? Do you remember when they had the fan view thing at the tracks? They still might have it, but they don't talk about it very much. Where you rent this little yellow box and you listen to the radios. You know how much they were back in 2008? Yeah. Do you know how much they were on 2008 for that thing? It was $80 a day. $80 a day back in 2008. See, they dropped it. Yeah, that's a lot better. Back then, you know, I guess the technology improved.
There's more people getting them.
Yeah.
Because people are more into that.
Mm-hmm.
They can do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But the thing is the culture is what's hurting the tracks. Everybody says it's what's going on the track that's hurting race site attendance. That's not it.
No, it's not.
It hasn't really changed. There's always been runaways. There's always been people leading by like 3 or 4 seconds. Even back in the golden ages, people still ran away with it, and the best car could pull a gap. That's not new.
You remember when baseball, football, and basketball had area regional blackouts, so they could get people in the seats, so you couldn't watch it on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Even though if you're far away, you can watch it on. You could watch the.
If you're not in the market. Mm-hmm. They still do that.
Because they didn't want to compete with. Well, nowadays because of cable and everything,
mm-hmm.
you can get the broadcast. You can pay extra and get the broadcast. So,
yeah, you get to pay for it. Well, you might as well just pay for the tickets and go see the game.
Or not.
Or not.
Because I can cook up a pizza or nuke up some egg rolls.
There's nothing like going to the ballpark.
And drink for the price of one beer, I can buy a 6-pack. I mean, really, think about it.
Yeah, but the ballpark is the ballpark. The racetrack is the racetrack.
People that go to races are about going to the race.
There's races. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I go to races not for action, but for the experience. The smell of burnt rubber and gasoline, the noise, the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big draw for me.
To see
the action.
You can watch the race anytime. You can watch the race anytime.
Yeah, I can watch the race on TV, but that's if you really want to get fans. I think I'm starting to get what Tigg's saying here. If you want fans in the seats, if you want fans to get hooked, it's all about the atmosphere. Now that it's on see it, the atmosphere is what gets people hooked.
The one thing that NASCAR has not changed since Petty's days, though, that's probably good, is access to the athletes.
Yeah.
That's the only thing they have not really screwed the pooch.
No other sport has.
Yeah.
No other sport.
That is the one thing. See, I'm not all against NASCAR, but that's the one thing they've done right through all these years is access to the athletes or the performers or whatever you want to call them. There's always been that access, and Richard Petty started that back in the 70s because that's how he made his money. But that's they need to harken back to some of that stuff. The prices were cheaper, the drivers were accessible, and people were coming out to the track, and that's where NASCAR is killing itself. It's still making itself accessible to the fans, but the prices are so high.
Yes, Robert. I feel like he can understand that kind of stuff, unlike Brian. Brian getting busted for drugs is the best thing to happen to NASCAR in years.
You didn't know he was on drugs? Anybody who actually done drugs in their lifetime knew Brian France was on drugs and an alcoholic or drunk. Anybody who's actually done that stuff knows the signs of it and knows that there's something wrong with him.
He actually got caught somewhere, I think in Florida, and then they just hand-waved it because he brought so much money to the city, to the state, due to the the Daytona Speedway. They just hand waved it.
Yeah. Well, it's like anything else. It's like, it's not who you know. It's not what you know, it's who you know. Anyway, so there we go. We got that. We got a lot of serious topic today. We had some fun topics today. We've scared Tom Ray out of the room. Basically, he's here, but he ain't saying nothing.
I'm painting.
He's painting.
Nippon, aren't you painting?
You better be painting a Nippon because we're gonna be running them soon. As soon as Bill gets a hold of Dave and fixes the.
I got no
Dave. We're gonna have to sit out here and hunt for him. Hey, Mad Dog! Late miles at Stafford. I guess he loves that. I would love to go to the racetrack more often. You know how many racetracks I have around me?
Yesterday, we're at Applebee's. I was on my phone. I was watching Brandon the Gent's upload of a modified race. And my brother thought the Northeastern Modified, Tour Modifieds were the coolest cars in the world.
Mm-hmm.
They got him hooked on Wayland Modified Racing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they are cool. I've always loved them.
We don't have those in Iowa, unfortunately, at least as far as I know.
Modified Racing. And I got my younger brother hooked on them.
They're asphalt cars, that's why.
Yeah.
We have one, other than Iowa Speedway, there's like 2 or 3 other asphalt tracks. One is in Cedar Rapids, is Hawkeye Downs, which has never been made into any one. Okay. They closed. Yeah, okay. I'm thinking something else then. Well, Hawkeye Downs in Cedar Rapids, but that's never been made in any sim, so. You know, sad. Just a half-mile flat track. With no trees, which they would probably put around it.
Look at the chat. Look at the chat.
King Mad Dog, I can do trucks, mods, lights. Yeah, that's all iRacing. We can do all that without spending $13 a month plus mods. I'm an hour down, 3 from Charlotte, 4 from Richmond, and Bristol. I'm set. Yeah, you are set there, buddy. Levi.
I'm just glad I'm so close to Vegas that we have it that's so close to me. Previously, we didn't go to Phoenix much because it was a decent drive from Tucson. My family doesn't like driving. They don't like city traffic.
Yeah, it's...
City traffic sucks.
Well, actually, you don't have too much city traffic to go to Phoenix, because it's north of Phoenix. Northwest of Phoenix. It's not quite as far as Tucson. But it's farther to it's like 340 miles from my house, so it's about 100 miles farther from my house to Phoenix than it is to Vegas.
Yeah, we all went to Phoenix once, but since we've been in Vegas, we've been to the Speedway. Maybe about
Were you crooked before?
Various events.
I'm straight now.
Yeah, were you crooked? Were you bent somewhere that we weren't supposed to be? What?
Use the honey. Use some of Pooh's honey.
What?
Use the honey.
I'm lost. Confused what you thought.
You got 74 subscribers.
Getting up there. Getting up there.
Yep, slowly but surely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as long as I could
ban your ass.
As long as I run American Truck Simulator at least twice a week, my subscriptions are going up, so there you go.
They don't have a Love Boat mod, you can drive the Love Boat.
The guy that would be a trucker. He'll have that.
Oh yeah, he has a disposition of a trucker, doesn't he? You should be a trucker. You should be a trucker.
I do.
What's the name of that trucking school? Truck Masters, I think.
Oh, there's plenty of trucking schools here in Iowa. I don't want to drive a truck for a living. Don't want to do it. Don't want to do it. Anywho, I think we had a decent show today. Truck Masters wants you. No, they don't.
You're still having a show. What are you talking about?
I know. We had a great show. I thought we had a great show.
Your review you had. You're talking past tense.
Well, we were having a great show. But this great show is going to end soon because we have a race coming on, and I'm sure people will want to go watch that.
Yeah, you'll lose 10 or 12,000 viewers, I'm sure.
When you only have 8 viewers and 6 of them are going to go watch the NASCAR race, there you go. And I want to be one of them. And this is my TV, so... I can't do that. Well, I can...
You got in trouble for having it in the background and giving his expression.
Yeah, that's...
Oh, was that the NFL? Was that the Super Bowl or something? What was that?
Oh,
no.
I thought that was...
They nailed Cody. That's crazy. And it was just a TV in the background. It's like, really?
Copyright laws. They say that any rebroadcast, transmission, or recording of this, do they say it? Yeah.
They say that for NASCAR too.
Yeah. And NASCAR got him too for that.
So they have a room full of people in cubicles clicking through these sites and checking to see who's got what on?
No, they're called bots. They're called bots, and they snoop around the internet. They have programs that do that. They're bots. There's programs that do that.
Yeah, in the general discussion, NASCAR talk, I started my own little segment where I go over various teams.
You are a bot.
I am a robot. I am here to take American
It's
jobs.
Kilroy. Kilroy. I'm gonna change your name to Kilroy. There you go. Nobody will get that reference.
Yeah, my first little mini article is about test teams, about cars
We saw.
testing.
Truck driving bots. Yeah.
That was good for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, you need to do more writing like that. Lots and lots of writing. And you know how we were saying that you needed to maybe do a YouTube instead of doing a live, just do a recorded one, because you have a laptop, right? You have a built-in camera, right? You can record something that way. You can put a buffer up between you and the people who are morons, and you just get your opinion out. You don't have to do a live like I do. I've got a thick skin. I can take morons. But if you record that 20, that's how I started. Actually, if you scroll way down the Coffee with the Tigg playlist, like the first 20 or 30, maybe 40 of them are recorded.
Yeah.
So the Tigg couldn't watch is what is that? What? I'm screwed. I just drove big truck. Okay. Yeah, doing a recorded, get your information out that you got it. It would be a cool thing, and I would definitely watch it. I would promote it on my show. Of course, you probably get more fans than I would faster. What is that word? I think Zoom Racing World just went off, jumped the shark, and forgot how to spell.
What a miss. What a miss.
What a miss.
What a miss.
What a miss. There's times when I go look at the comments on my things, and there's two people talking, and it's the same person, and they're talking to themselves.
Hey, it's better than ViewBots.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I got ViewBots. They nail me 10 minutes after a show's done. If the wife is blaring music, they get me within 10 minutes of the show being done. I get hit with a copyright thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never really considered much of what you saw on that kind of stuff. I don't know. I consider like calling videos on my topics, but I may make that a thing. That'd actually be pretty fun.
Do a weekly program, talk about something. That'd be fun to watch. I'd watch it. I know Bill would watch it. So make it a thing, Ian. See, Bill will watch it. It also helps you with your focus if you focus on one thing. I know that for a fact from being in your shoes back when I was your age. You focus on one thing, and it helps you focus on everything else. It helps keep your mind straight.
When you have a purpose. Because right now I've sort of just been sitting around the house, just bouncing around. I haven't really had anything to focus on.
Needs an enema. What kind of world do we live in where a man dressed as a bat gets all my press? This town needs an enema. Greatest Batman movie ever.
Was it tough, Tom? You getting it? You getting it?
No.
You need to go to the bathroom?
No.
There's a couple places on there it's hard to match.
Yeah.
My advice: avoid them.
You gotta tell them where they're at. Don't put circles on the rear wing. That's one.
What?
I don't know.
Sounds like the beach was good for your breathing, Tom.
For a minute or two. Avoid the pit. The fresh air, the fresh salt air. It's always good for you. So, now he's puking. It wasn't good for his digestive system, though.
And I was ready for my first show to talk about also what happened to teams like Talbot Motorsports, where they came from, as well as what happened to KHI when they disbanded. Since that's pretty, I looked up it, and they went to like 3 or 4 different teams.
Actually, I was surprised KHI closed his stuff because I thought for sure he was going to go cup racing.
And some other group, and Joe Danette, some other group, and they sort of dispersed. Kyle Busch was made partially from Express, Value, and a few others. So it'd be fun to going over his season.
His wife's blood pressure.
Going over each team and where they came from, like current.
That would be a cool show to watch.
Yeah.
Actually, you probably should do a series on just that alone. You could do a series just on that alone, and that would probably last you 4 or 5, 6 episodes if you do 20-minute episodes.
I know Front Row Motorsports is crazy because they were BK in 2013. Oh well, not BK. BK would be its own story. That would be crazy. Being formerly Red Bull and formerly Swan, and all their controversies. Front Row, they merged with. They had a partnership with DEI. They merged with Mach 1 Motorsports, and they swapped a bunch of numbers. They merged with Peak Fitness. They merged with R&J. They had a lot of mergers. And they used to.
That's funny right there. She scares me. She does. She used to scare me back in the day. She's calmed down since she's had the baby, but before they had Keelan, she used to scare me. I'm serious. I would have dominatrix nightmares about that woman.
If you don't read the chat, nobody knows what you're talking about.
It says, Kevin, you'll lose that team or I'll kill you in your sleep, Alina Harvick. And that woman used to scare the crap out of me back in the day. I could just see her dressed up in leather gear, but we won't go there anymore. That's the end of the picture. It's in your mind. Now you're going to go screaming into the night. Anyway, we've been at this almost 3 hours now. The race is going to start in 15 minutes, so the NASCAR race, I think that IndyCar's not even running this weekend. I didn't pay attention. Trans Am ran yesterday. I posted the results on the Facebook group, so there you go. I think I did. I don't remember looking at it. But thanks, guys, for stopping by. Thanks for everybody who subscribed. It ran yesterday.
To read the chat.
I read that. It ran yesterday. They ran yesterday too. They ran races yesterday too. So I don't know. They ran. I don't know.
Practice.
Well, okay. All right.
The race was this morning in the rain.
In the rain. In the morning. In the rain. Okay. That's crazy.
You didn't. the other chat.
Trans Am ran this morning. I'm.
No, the one before it.
I can see Kyle Busch. Oh my Lord, damn it! Somebody help us! We have gone off the deep end. We're jumping the shark with this show.
If I can, that's an idea of what you're talking about.
You don't want to know.
But they will play with you a little bit.
You don't have any idea. Don't even attempt to understand what we're insinuating here. You remain clueless. That's your best bet. There are things that we know that I wish I didn't know about. That's the God's honest truth. Say that. Yeah, stay that way. It's the best. Stay clueless on some of this stuff. Thanks guys for making the show excruciatingly entertaining. I thought it was. I'm hoping you guys thought it was. Thanks for everybody subscribing the last couple of weeks. We're up like 10 subscribers in the last week. Much appreciated. Big thumbs up to you. Don't forget there's Tigg merchandise available. Tigg merchandise. I'm going to get a picture of Bill with his mug here one of these days. Thanks everybody who watched. Who's watched today. Everybody, there's quite a few. What'd you miss? You missed me going off the air right now. This is the Tigg for Ian, Bill, Tom. Thanks for watching. Smoke me a kipper. I'll be back for breakfast.
Yeah.
Some education being thrown around all sides.
Yeah, we always have fun.
Yeah. If I did go off the rails a few times.
Oh, I never stay on the rails. Significant.